asked me because he's impossible. I said, there's a reason why Ace is in my life. The universe has put you in my life for me to deal with the impossible.
Chick said yesterday he was having shrimp for lunch, and I said, I'm having shrimp too.
Oh, that sounds great.
I didn't have shrimp yesterday, Ace. Now we can continue with the show.
What did you have for lunch?
What did I have for cold pizza? Yeah.
Oh, very
Had
good.
some cold pizza. I'm trying to, instead of it's embarrassing how much food I throw out. It's really embarrassing. I know it's hard to believe, but I do throw out food. It's crazy.
Yeah, well,
It's awful.
We will find out in the Mr. Obvious headline coming up today.
Hey.
Americans are drinking more booze.
You
Okay.
think?
Yeah, we'll find out about the official stats on that coming up. Yes, no, but by the way, it is April 1st. I am not a fan of April Fool's Day. All of the news you'll be getting today is actually real.
And rabbit.
Thank you,
First
Chick.
day of the month.
Yeah.
And happy birthday, Haywood Banks.
Yeah.
HB.
And Haywood is doing a special Facebook Live
Concert.
concert, taking requests, etc. Today from 5 to 6 Eastern Standard Time. No, Eastern Daylight Time, sorry. Eastern Daylight Time, EDT.
Cool.
So if you're a Haywood fan, you can find out all the details by going on one of his social media platforms. Haywood is HEYWOOD, Haywood Banks.
WOOD.
And hello to everybody. We are once again streaming the show worldwide on YouTube, getting great email from all over the world. It's really terrific. I know that this is just kind of fun. So if you want to send us where you are, what you're doing, we'd love to hear from you.
And I know you're. I don't know if you're upset or irritated, but it's something in you actually mentioned the first time I heard about TikTok came out of your mouth. Like your daughters were
very
all
big,
over TikTok.
very big with the girls.
latest fad on TikTok is the Phil Collins song. I hear it coming in the air tonight.
In the air tonight?
And the big drum solo. People stand in their kitchens with all their cabinet doors open. And when they go boom, 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 they slam all the cabinet doors.
Oh, that's
it's the
funny.
stupidest, funniest thing and waste of time. Get us through this you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, that's great.
Boom, 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 boom.
Is that the one where Mike Tyson does it in
He punches
The Hangover.
Yes.
The Hangover?
Doesn't he punch Ed Helms or something? Is that how he does it?
Yeah, that's terrific. Very funny. I'm a big Phil Collins fan. I hope that when all the smoke is done with all this, they can still do that Genesis reunion. I know Phil's been touring with some of his family, doing some great stuff. So when this is over, I can't wait for all these great artists to get back out and do what they can do. But we're going to do what we do, which is a combination of nothing and frivolity and reviewing
Silliness.
contemporary culture. And, of course, the Ace Cosby joke of the day.
I got a note yesterday in my mailbox. It was anonymous. Well, it was signed Your Neighbors.
Okay.
And it said, thanks for still being funny during all this. That's all it said. Signed Your Neighbors.
And then
Oh,
it said,
that's
it
nice.
said, please put your pants back
Isn't that
on.
nice? Yes, and stay out of the front window. But still,
That's very nice.
it's a nice song,
nice.
and it really,
Does it worry you that they know where you live?
no, they can't get in.
We have
Simply
cameras.
safe.
Man,
Yes.
where do you see this new fence? Woo! Woo! I don't think I'm zoned for it, but still,
Okay, good.
I'm doing it, man.
Yeah, everyone's kind of locked up, and there are a lot of nothing funny about any of this, but there are some interesting and odd stories coming out of it, and a little bit of fun here and there.
And none of us have it yet. And none of our close people have it yet, right? I don't think.
No. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, I know a couple people, unfortunately, that are dealing with it, but
I do too, but they're not in my.
yeah, they're not in my sphere. Yes, but knock on wood.
Yes.
I haven't hugged my daughter in 21 days, but still, I mean, that's fine.
We should point out that we are all social distancing.
Yeah.
Again, Christy is in her own, formerly the performance room, capable of holding an entire band. Now it just got little Christy in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
There's
little lonely.
this giant glass window, and as you said before, it looks like, what is it, Josh? As you're
One of those giant aquariums with one little fish.
One tiny little fish.
Yeah, but I got to say, great lighting, Christy.
Thank you.
You may want to stay in there forever because the lighting is so good, and we're on TV. So I know that.
Oh, we are. on
Oh,
TV.
I know that you want me in here forever. I've taken that to heart already.
we go.
There we go.
I'm joking, Tom.
No, we would never leave you in there.
No,
we need that room for bands. We'll put you where Godwin is.
Great.
I'd say,
box. I'm in the box.
How about the patio during the warm months? Maybe.
Now,
Hey.
I was calling that the Nuremberg room.
Let's call it the box.
And then we were corrected that that was not the Nuremberg trial that had the man in the box. That was
Right.
a different one.
Yeah.
No need to get into that. But
I'd say Eichmann trials.
yes, yeah. Now we're calling it formerly known as the Nuremberg room. I need to read a little more history. Josh is the one over there with the in the sidekick chair with the kind of a brown
An autumnal flannel, yes.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Autumnal flannel.
I've only heard that word used with reference to the equinox.
Oh,
which is quite a ways away.
But it is spring, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wearing it out of season.
All right.
Ace Cosby always in season with black and black.
He's got that quarter zip unzipped almost down to his nips.
Are you a chest hair guy, Ace?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see much.
No chest hair.
He's smooth like a seal, except his eyebrows and his hair.
Do you shave the chest, or does it come that way?
No, naturally.
Okay,
All
naturally hair free. That's nice,
Sure, women like to rake it with their nails.
but not now.
No,
No,
In isolation right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay. Tell me about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're all doing our thing, doing our isolating. I think I sent a
well, wait a minute.
video to Mr. Spangle, who I think he posted it of. I was playing with my little doggies, doing a couple of their impressions.
Oh,
My
nice.
dogs are famous for their impressions.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
The Ray Charles is a show closer. It's absolutely fascinating.
So you're isolating from your lady, too?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's how many of us are in the house? How can I forget?
Go on.
lot of
This is
walking
good. I think we're
40,
covering
right?
a lot of ground this
No, it's
morning.
getting tough. He's right. It's starting to get a little difficult.
I have cleaned every inch of my house, more or less constantly.
Yeah, I have no doubt. Yes.
My favorite weatherman, Chuck, he
Yeah.
was talking this morning about his wife. He and his wife have been married for 40 years. And he said, yeah, we've never spent this much time together. And then he goes, but we're really enjoying it.
Then he just begged for a.
Isn't that funny?
Just begged for a.
Isn't that funny how the human
6
mind
feet of
works?
rope and 6 feet of rope and a 1 foot stool.
You want something till you get it, and then you get it, and you don't want it.
There's a lot of interesting things coming up in the news today. Some speaking of dogs, a couple of actually 3 great dog stories about dogs either helping or stealing.
Oh, okay.
So got that coming up, and our opening for Haywood once again was by a special request. So thank you very much.
NFL stuff coming up. The playoffs have been adjusted due to the virus. Golf match coming up that Tom's going to plots all over. The Flyers mascot Gritty is in sports news.
Oh,
this
really?
morning. And a bunch of other stuff. NBA's diving into the video game thing. So here we go.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, good. But that and more. Christy, you got any teasers for us?
Well, we have more on the Tiger King coming up. We all are talking about that. And we have goats loose in North Wales. Yeah, the mountain goats have taken over the town because the townspeople are all, shacked up. They can't leave.
That seems right, though. If there's going to be goats running wild, it would be in Wales.
Yeah,
would
I
think.
guess.
Yeah.
I guess they're eating all the foliage and stuff.
Yeah.
What else did I want to mention coming up? We've got a couple of pretty unusual requests. We're going to dig deep for a couple of these. So I certainly look forward to that. And if you have any obscure requests, we'll try to find them. Once again, Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. Let us know where you are in the world. And also recommending shows to watch. I am now getting into the Tiger King. I watched a little bit more of that yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I can't get over the fact that this guy stands in this cage with these tigers. I just can't get past that.
Yeah, he stands right there.
It is just incredible.
Well, there's an episode coming up that will verify your concern.
Yeah, there's a little incident.
Well, I did see it in the very beginning of it, and this is not any kind of a spoiler. They show this guy he's going, well, I've been dealing with tigers for 25 years. Never have ever even had any kind of even nip. And then they cut to him being dragged away by a tiger. I don't know how it ends, but
Let me first say that's an amazing, accurate impression of Joe Exotic. Okay, I'll tell you what, I don't know. Okay. All right.
And I like the guy at the very beginning. What is it, Rick, the guy that was the supervisor?
Yeah, don't you remember him? I remember his
reporter.
reports. Yeah.
He's that classic American grizzled reporter.
Yeah. Try anything.
Hat
do
on,
anything.
lights up. Where do you want to start? Lights up a cigarette.
Yeah.
The hell with life.
The old hard copy guy.
Yep.
It's badass. Yeah. So I would imagine all this Tiger King talk is going to get Netflix a lot more subscribers.
If that's possible.
and
I
I
don't
did see
think
that-
everyone's signed up yet.
Television ratings are way up.
Yeah.
Even for a lot of the crappy shows. Now, speaking of things that are way up, got a nice letter about a delivery yesterday from Omaha Steaks.
We all got ours
yes.
on Sunday.
I made my pork chops last night. Oh,
Did you do them on the
amazing.
grill?
They're good.
Yeah, just delicious.
I think everyone's going to become a better cook out of this
I'm certainly getting better.
because we're cooking all of our.
Well, you
trying.
can't get any worse.
Omaha Steaks delivers the best steaks and meats anywhere for over 100 years. It's a family-owned business, and we just talked to the owner a couple of months ago, and I think we can probably still do our Omaha Steak and Eggs breakfast as long as we keep our distance. There's never been a better time to order Omaha Steaks because they bring them right to your house.
Josh,
in a
what did you
cooler.
get in your box? Do you remember?
I do, yes. Yeah, well, I got the Ultimate Grillers package, but
Yes.
right now, Omaha Steaks, for this limited time, has a stock-up sale. It's available for Bob and Tom Show listeners to help your family stock up on the food you love. Go to omahasteaks.com and enter the code BTS into the search bar, and you'll get free shipping on orders of $69 or more. That's right.
Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, that's BTO.
That's
sorry.
BTO, yeah, not BTS.
BTS, sorry,
Yes,
wrong
yeah,
band.
Thanks for muddying me. Stock-up boxes include world-famous Omaha steaks, premium poultry and pork. Poultry would be your chickens, your turkeys.
Yeah.
Sort of, tasty and easy to make side dishes. No work family meals for your slow cooker or oven. Yep, you just throw them in there and let the food cook. Skillet meals ready in 15 minutes or less. Artisan desserts and much, much more. Right now, stock-up boxes are ready to ship, and shipments of $69 or more get free shipping.
How much is the shipping?
69. Well, it's free
Free.
shipping for orders of $69 or more.
Just checking.
Thank you for.
Oh, you.
Had your Omaha Steaks order delivers guaranteed quality, and here's the big thing: safety with every order. There's never been a better time to stock up on Omaha Steaks. The stock up sale going on right now with ready to ship packages and free shipping on shipments of $69 or more. Visit omahasteaks.com. Type BTS. Not BTO, BTS into the search bar to shop today. Omaha Steaks.
Thank you very much.
That's their new slogan, by the way.
I got a letter from Dana Fontenot. Dana says, just got my Omaha Steaks yesterday. Delicious.
Excellent.
And I will say this, their hot dogs, if they haven't won the award for the best hot dog in the world, these award people don't know what they're doing.
You're exactly
Those
right.
hot dogs are absolutely great. And so is everything else, but the hot dog, I love those hot dogs. Okay, coming up, we also have some weird statistics that are finally emerging in the world about things like purchases online, what people are buying in a funny kind of way. And by the way, my cake lady,
Yeah.
Amy, so
Yeah.
great, currently making masks.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, and there are places you can go online that give you the actual regulations for the proper masks. And
Wait a minute. Who's the pie lady then? I thought the pie lady was Amy.
No.
No. You know the
Two
pie
separate
lady.
people.
Yeah.
Two different people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how great is that?
But there are directions on proper masks and what you need, and there are certain fabrics you want to use. And I believe, what is the name of that place? Joann Fabrics, I believe. They're considered to be a essential thing. So if you're a seamstress and want to help out, you can do that. Find out the details online. We're coming right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, April 1st. Yes, rabbit, 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 as Chick likes to say, to keep the evil spirits away. And we hope that happens. We hope you all stay safe. Wash your hands, keep your social distancing, and we will keep you entertained right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming right up.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. The Elton John-led Starry benefit concert that featured Billie Eilish, Mariah Carey, Alicia Keys, and a lot more Sunday raised nearly $8 million to battle the coronavirus. The musicians performed from their homes for the hour-long event. It aired on Fox and iHeartMedia radio stations. The money will go to Feeding America and First Responders Children's Foundation. The Country Music Association will not have its annual CMA Fest this year. The event draws thousands of country music fans every year. It had been held for more than 40 years in June and featured several stages over a 4-day weekend. A statement posted on the CMA Fest website yesterday said those who purchased passes for this year can use them for next year's festival in 2021 or request a refund. And the COVID-19 outbreak has been a boon for TV networks, as you can imagine. Instead of viewers being free to wheel about to work or shop, they've been watching television. The game show Let's Make a Deal posted record numbers, and the audience for The Price is Right, the biggest in 4 years. Meanwhile, millions staying home from work and school drove up ratings for the Dick Wolf drama trilogy on NBC, with Chicago Fire, Med, and PD posting higher numbers than they have in years. And that's your entertainment news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
When we come back, we'll find out about. We got a new story. The headline is "Drugs into Butt." Into butt. Drugs into butt.
What are you doing?
Where are the drugs?
In God's name are you doing?
Hey, Tom, where are the drugs?
Into butt.
It's almost like you don't want listeners. Do you even like this show?
You know we hate you.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Kid Tarmac.
Last call announced the barkeep, and then their eyes did meet. Betty the bearded lady and Tom the 4-inch freak. No relation to you, Tom. Tom lowered his voice and made a pass. What are you doing later? Betty thought as she stroked her beard. Nothing, sweet potato. People pointed, jokes were made, but it fell on 4 deaf ears. Tom thrust his tiny shoulders back and ignored the painful jeers. Betty, he said, the world can be such a cruel, unfeeling place. She said, I know, my little pumpkin, and kissed his tiny face. She carried him through the parking lot to the woods that lay beyond. Never before had either felt such an instant common bond. Betty, he said, gazing down at his tiny platform shoe. Tonight I would like nothing more than to make sweet love to you. She said, I'm a virgin. He said, so am I. She said, don't you think that's weird? He said, not really. I'm 4 inches tall and, you got the beard. She pressed him tight against her bosom. He inhaled her perfumed air. He covered her neck with tiny hickeys and stroked her facial hair. The moonlight danced off his cowboy hat. She giggled and she swayed. She undid his tiny rhinestone belt. A cricket looked away. She set him down, unzipped her dress, still tipsy from the booze. She tripped, pulling off her panties, and crushed him with her shoes. Bearded Betty never married. Her mistake sure took its toll. She still owns that pair of shoes, and Tom's still in her soul.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
We have also Matt Fulcher on here.
Yeah.
And Matt, what do you do for fun? What do you
Skateboard.
I like to go in a liquor store, which sounds fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get like a miniature vodka like this big. And when I'm handing the guy the money, I'll be like, yo, I'm getting
621 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. Christy Lee's in the next room behind the glass.
Yes.
In isolation.
Yes.
And she can't hear what we're saying. So, oh, wait a minute.
Yes, I can.
That's a game show. How about a quick weather forecast?
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. It'll be cloudy again today, but warmer up to 53. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 34, and then some sunshine tomorrow, 64, and sunshine again on Friday, 67. So some great days coming up. We have cloudy skies right now, 40 degrees.
Thank you very much. It's nice to have some good weather on the way. Thank you, Christy. We certainly need that. Also coming up, your shot at $1,000. So pay close attention to what's going on. Well, I mean, there's going to be a shot at $1,000.
Oh,
I can tell you right now when it's going to happen.
Very cool.
I probably could if I had time to read this sheet in front of me, but I'm busy doing other things. Also, we have the Bob and Tom after party coming up at 10. So please hang around. A lot coming up today. Now, Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Happy to be here. And we are here. It is the 1st of April, 2020, in the land of the quarantine. And we are, once again, I want to make sure everyone understands, we are doing our social distancing here by staying 6 feet plus apart, about 10 feet away right now. And once again, behind the glass in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom, it's Christy Lee.
Hi, everybody.
There you go. Chick McGee's at the sports desk.
Hey, man.
Looking through a stack of sports. I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Lots of stuff.
Really? Okay. And then Ace Cosby is our engineer, and then over there it's Josh, and in the formerly the Nuremberg room, it's Pat Godwin.
Well, I'm glad we got him stopped saying that.
Man with a guitar.
I'm in the hot box.
There you go. This is Tom speaking. We are once again also broadcasting the show worldwide on YouTube and getting mail from everywhere. Thanks to, we opened up the show with a little bit of a toast from Haywood Banks. Once again, happy birthday to Mr. Banks. And today at 5 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, he'll be doing a free concert on Facebook Live.
And this email.
Because it's his birthday. By the way, thanks to Bangor, Maine, for suggesting we open the show with a little bit of Haywood.
I don't remember this song, but can you play the Drinking on the Air with Chick McGee theme song? I don't remember that.
Oh, that was the Christmas thing.
Was that the drink?
Oh, Drinking on the Air with Chick McGee.
Okay, all right.
I don't know if we can since it's not Christmas.
It's Christmassy.
It's up to Tom. It's his.
I don't have anything to drink.
I am getting my Christmas lights put up in a couple spots in my house.
That'll be nice.
And we're also leaving up the balloon rainbow that we made for.
We still have that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
This lady makes these balloon sculptures, kind of. And she uses these special thick balloons, so they're still like 85% inflated.
That's amazing.
So we're going to leave it up for the duration. It may look like, I don't know, like a gross of Donnie's used condoms by the time this is over. But
aren't the colors fading? And
it's pretty cool looking. I'll take a picture.
All right, cool.
It looks pretty nice.
It's been up for 6 months, right?
No, it's been up since January. But we can. I'll see if I can find the Drinking on the Air with Chick McGee thing. And
don't pop those; they could be filled with COVID air.
Oh God!
Yeah, did you see the?
Oh my God!
Remember the Joker in Batman when didn't he blow up a balloon and gassed everybody during a parade? Jack Nicholson?
Sure, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
be careful with that.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you very much. Now we turn to the sports page, and what do we find?
A second golf match is reportedly in the works for pay-per-view.
Oh, really?
Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson. Remember that?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
$1 million winner take all. Well, this time it's going to be a foursome, and hang on to yourself, Tom. It's going to be Tiger and Phil, and Peyton Manning and Tom Brady.
Is that right?
And I don't know who's going to play with who, but Tiger and Phil are going to.
Wow.
Is it a scramble?
It's so there you go. Best ball. I don't know. So there you go, Tom. I thought that would be big.
That is great. That's cool.
Coming up they're going to announce that.
Are they going to do it during?
They're going to do it as soon as possible, as soon as they can get it together in a course. Because, golf courses are open.
Depending on where you are, I think.
There was a mayor from some
I saw that
town in Florida go, well,
what could be safer?
What better way than to play golf? You're certainly 6 feet apart.
As two guys go by.
Sure, the optics are
in
right
the cart next to each other?
Oh, boy.
Each have your.
Don't worry. It's just a smoker's car.
There's a video of Bubba Watkins. He has a wide-tired, it looks like a motorcycle, but the tires look like they're 3 feet wide, and his golf clubs are in the back, and it's just him. It's a single-seater. It looks like a motorcycle. It's hilarious.
We're going to have to under the dome Florida for us to get through this, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so.
I heard this morning that's the next hot spot.
That hasn't even gotten bad yet, but it's coming. Yeah, real bad. Real bad.
We got to do what we got to do. We got to flatten the curve.
Yes.
Now, I'll tell you what, a guy who's been flattening the curve when it comes to grading on a curve for years,
yes.
Pat Godwin, is here with us today.
Mean-spirited.
There's no way you can take that as a compliment, right?
In his academic career.
Poor Pat.
Someone got an F. That makes the curve that well. Thank you.
Got very good grades when I was there.
And you all remember...
Which was very rarely.
2 years and out.
You guys remember Gritty, the Philadelphia Flyers mascot?
Sure.
Of course.
Well, ever since he was introduced 2 years ago, he's stolen fans' hearts in Philadelphia and punched a kid. But his various hijinks, both in-game and on social media, have earned him plenty of accolades. And he got another yesterday. The NHL Players Association announced the results of the poll of players, and Gritty was named the number one mascot.
Okay.
By the players.
nice.
With
He's a fun-
almost 70%
Fun throwback.
of the votes.
Wow.
Coming in second was Nash. That's Gnash. That's the Nashville Predators mascot.
Sure.
I don't know what he looks like.
He looks like a predator.
Then I bet he is a predator. And then Howler, the Arizona Coyotes. I bet he's a coyote.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bailey, the Los Angeles Kings mascot. Those are your top, your three right after the number one mascot, Gritty.
Bailey's named after the booze.
That's right. Yeah, he's
Oh, it's King of Los Angeles, Bailey.
Hitting shots.
Bill Bailey, won't you?
We have a lot of booze
Come
news
home.
coming up today, by the way.
Yeah.
booze news.
And we have booze news that involves a dog. That's rather interesting.
That'd be, you know how drunk history is a big hit. Why don't they have booze clues? have a drunken guy trying to solve a mystery.
Jeopardy for drunks.
Yeah, booze clues.
I don't know the answer, but I hate that guy.
And I hesitate to read this next story because it's somewhat, it's going to need some explanation, and I'm going to try, but I know Tom's going to ask a line of stupid questions.
Well, check. Just ask Tom not to ask questions.
Tom, can you not ask questions after we do this story?
Oh, I'll yes.
Okay. No end in sight for the NBA season's current hiatus because of the virus, but the league is very determined to have a champion, in quotes. That's according to Mark Berman of the New York Post, and they're exploring a number
Back. Oh, it's a different Berman.
Oh.
Sorry.
number of options to ensure they get a champion. While a single elimination tournament is likely off the table, according to reports, the idea of a 3-game series throughout a truncated postseason is in play.
All right.
Seeding, assuming the postseason does eventually start, probably won't change much, as the idea of finishing the regular season is barely an option at this point.
Nobody edited this story.
Oh, boy.
Instead,
We're
the
still talking
league...
about the mascots that I don't care about, or maybe we moved on.
Oh.
Meanwhile, in the NFL...
So what are they going to do? A three-game
I'm not
playoff?
telling you.
That sounds
No,
reasonable.
I'm not telling you.
That isn't a question.
No,
it's a
that's
statement.
that's not what they're doing.
What are they going to do?
I'm not going to tell you.
Please tell us, Jake. You know I was teasing.
You've screwed the pooch. Postseason could be played in one city, as to avoid the issues that come with traveling during the pandemic.
All right.
How about that? A number of non-NBA regions have been mentioned.
Oh, is it like St. Louis or
Las Vegas, Atlantic City, Louisville, Hawaii, the Bahamas.
Maybe St. Louis is in there. And
Are Hawaii and the Bahamas really on there?
No mention of St. Louis. One NBA city, the only NBA city that was listed as a possibility to host this tournament, Orlando. And the Magic right now would be the number 8 seed in the Eastern Conference.
Why are they even
The
thinking
season
about this right
ended
now?
today.
They can't.
I don't know. It is kind of silly.
Yeah,
It's
Ridiculous. I mean, why would they?
Yeah.
If they're going to go anywhere, it doesn't matter where they go right now.
The best case scenario for the playoffs and/or a truncated season. I love that word, truncated.
Yeah.
That sounds like an elephant has been circumcised. Oh, he was truncated. Late June or early July is the best scenario for games to begin again in the NBA.
Yeah, no one knows any of this.
right,
stuff
exactly.
now.
It's just
I say the fallback position is they play one-on-one horse.
I think that is good. Yeah, Firehouse style.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to Kevin Durant and Trae Young will lead a 16-player field of NBA players in an NBA 2K20 video game tournament. Airing on ESPN. The NBA, the Players Association, and 2K announced that the tournament will begin Friday, and the winner of the week-long competition will receive $100,000, or as most of the NBA players refer to $100,000, a dime. Due to the virus relief effort, and then that $100,000 is going to go to a corona relief effort. Players have been seated according to their NBA 2K player rating. Yes, Tom, you have your hand up.
I have a request here.
All right, sir.
This is a request that is actually for something that you can perform live.
What?
This comes to us from Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
He's working 13-hour days.
I work 13-hour days. Every day.
Yeah, man, have you heard a story about a 13-hour day?
Thank you, Dylan.
17 minutes long. And my big
That's not what he wants to hear.
What does he want to hear?
You don't want to hear my Dylan?
He wants to hear Chick McGee
Yes. I'm open for anything.
do his impression of something. I was not aware that this is a thing, but there is a...
There's a whole lot of things on this show going on that you have no idea about.
I did not know this. I don't know if the word perversion is politically incorrect.
What?
I don't.
But there are people who apparently like to dress up like they're babies. So adult people will put on diapers.
I haven't done this forever.
And pretend to be a baby. This is a thing. I guess there's some sexual component to this. I wake up every morning and thank God I don't have one of these. And so these adult men they'll put on, I guess, diapers and the whole deal. And Chick can do an impression of one. And
do you know why I stopped doing that? Can
Why?
you remember the last time I did that? It's been years, I bet. Well, someone very important in my life told me, that's too real. Stop doing that.
Whoa.
So someone who would do this, it's a role playing, I guess. Is perversion? Is that?
They've had guys on
Fetish. I think fetish is the term.
Hasn't Maury had guys in diapers on and cribs, and they got their hair?
They like pacifiers.
They like powder.
They want their diapers changed.
Yeah.
Because when they're
Fed
full,
with the bottle.
they say, "Change me, I'm dirty."
There you go, Dylan.
There you go.
Thank you.
Got what you asked for.
Thank you very much, Dylan.
He did it.
I feel bad. Poor Bob Dylan has to get dragged
I
into this.
crap my pants. Listen to this 17-minute piece I released onto the world.
Everybody likes to poop their pants.
About time somebody wrote
I have no desire to do that.
story about Kennedy.
No, well, good.
Yeah, no,
I'm glad to
right.
hear that, I guess.
I think
We have a letter here from Marianne from the Philippines.
Oh.
She says that she listens at the same time that her beloved from Fort Wayne, Indiana listens. They're 12 hours apart.
F-dub!
So they're on the various apps and whatnot, and they listen at the same time, one in the morning and one at night, but it's at the same time. Isn't that sweet?
That is sweet.
Our show is
Yeah.
bringing them together.
That's awesome.
I'm sure they'd rather.
Be together, but
Well, the best part of being together is being apart.
That's it.
Now you can
We all know that. And
very good. Once again, if you want to get a hold of us, Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. And we do have some more requests coming up. We're searching.
I'm so dirty.
I'm not sure we can find the Chick McGee song.
I can't
I have the
stop.
song if you want to. It's the song we did on the air, but it's Christmas. I don't know if you want that. Drinking on the air
Drinking
song?
with me. Well, I need to start drinking. I'm sure there's liquor somewhere in the building.
no, it
I
seems to
took
have all
the case of
disappeared.
I took the case of my vodka home for obvious reasons.
Go ahead, Pat. No, give me a strum on the guitar.
I'm just going to
please.
wing it.
Can you give me a...
I have to update it a little bit here.
Okay, can you hear the guitar?
It's 6:35. Chick is cranky. Josh sneezed. Someone grab a hanky. Chick wants a shot. Josh, wipe your snot. Drink it on the air with Chick McGee. There you go. That's what they
That's
wanted.
nice.
Oh, and look, the booze just
That's what they do.
arrived.
Hey, the booze boat's here.
Giddy up.
What is that?
Horse Soldier Bourbon.
Oh, boy.
yeah.
That's,
Holy moly.
that's the stuff right
Do you
there.
by chance have a shot glass at your little area?
I have a ramekin.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that'll be fine.
No, hold on.
It's about the same size.
Shot
Wait a
glass.
minute. Right
Oh,
next to some of your toys.
There's
That's
a Mr. Skin shot glass there.
There you go.
Oh, but there's dirt in it.
That's all right. That horse bourbon will take that.
Come on.
Yeah, that bourbon
In a
will take
dirty
care of that.
glass. Do it.
Let me wipe that out. Here's a good sound for you. Ready?
You think the horse soldiers were worried about a little dirt? No way.
Okay. You
They had to worry about sand.
ream that baby. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Ream that baby.
You're
Oh, he is drinking it out of that
generous
filthy
pour
shot
there,
glass.
gentleman Joe.
Look at there.
So now, once again, look, can I just go back for 1 second?
Yeah.
Chick McGee, in the month of December, gets what is a special Advent calendar. Now, Christy,
Correct.
explain the traditional Advent
Well,
calendar.
the traditional Advent calendar, you start and you go for 25 days up until Christmas. Every day you open up a little window. This is how we did it as a kid. And usually there was a chocolate behind the little window.
It's for children.
Yeah.
However,
We've taken it to the next level
there are
as adults.
There are a number of these. There's actually
Right.
one apparently full of various cannabis products.
right?
Right.
There's
There's a sex toy one.
liquors.
There's a sex
Whiskey.
toy.
Yes, we discussed
There are
that.
that
yeah.
many sex toys?
Oh, sure.
Tom.
Yeah, Tom, let me educate you.
Listen to
okay.
him.
Oh, you poured yourself a little more there.
He sure did. Chick went back.
Well, Tom started talking.
Double down.
That many sex toys? I wasn't aware.
So the one
For
that
those
you.
of you watching on YouTube, check that out.
That's a carafe.
Nice.
Okay.
That's a big shot glass.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to down it in one big?
That's how you do a
got
shot, Tom.
That's how you do a
He,
shot.
he
Tom.
removes his headphones.
Here's looking up your old address.
Up yours and down mine.
Okay, and it's back. And
Yeah.
how does that taste?
the chicken dance.
Indians.
He's doing the Jack Nicholson Indians thing from, I believe that's from Easy Rider.
You know, that's good bourbon, but there's a time and place for everything.
Well,
And this isn't it.
what type of drink would you like to do?
Boy, I haven't had alcohol since yesterday. So, oh, man.
Is there a certain liquor you could do every day as a shot?
Can we turn her mic off? Is
I'm
that
just
possible?
asking.
I think she's trying to help.
I'm trying to help.
Okay.
Dark rum.
I don't know, maybe a shot of bourbon every morning.
Do you remember this? We had a young listener who weighed in with this.
Drinking on the air with Chick McGee.
Oh, America's youth. I'm making impressions all across this fine country.
Thank you very much. Well, now this should loosen up the show. Once again, you can reach us, Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. Wherever you are in the world.
I'll do another one.
And you can find if you have a Alexa or whatever those things are called. You can, in lieu of a radio, you can find your favorite station on that, of course, and listen to our show. And we're also doing the YouTube thing today. And got a little surprise coming up, I think, Friday, which I will be alerting you to when we get it all worked out. Right now, I want to remind you about our friends at Napa Auto Parts. Napa Auto Parts stores, of course, very concerned. One of the things you got to keep up and running your vehicles at this time of crisis all over the world. Napa doing its best to serve every driver with Napa Auto Parts stores being open and auto care centers whenever possible. Find out more at napaonline.com. Because whether you're headed to the store or on your way to work or just trying to get home safely, get out there and get groceries, you got to get that vehicle, you got to get it running. Napa here to provide quality parts and superior service to everyone on the road. Our friends at Napa have what we call Napa know-how. They know what's going on and they can help you out. Thank you very much, Napa. Also, earlier I spoke of my cake lady, Amy.
Yeah.
Who makes those great cakes. She's also a seamstress. Mm-hmm. And she's been making masks.
Why don't you have a seamstress lady?
She is a
Same one.
Well, no, but you got a pie lady who's different. You got a cake lady who's different.
Amy's multidimensional.
Yeah, she's
can,
talented.
So
She's
anyway,
very talented.
I mentioned that in some cases, places like Joann Fabrics are considered essential. Not everywhere, apparently. But if you want to make masks, there are directions on the internet that you can help people out and help your friends. They may want to wear them to the store, et cetera, et cetera. The details and the controversy about masks are everywhere. I just wanted to let you know that there's something you might be able to do that could help someone if you're a good seamstress or what is a male seamstress?
Sewer.
Sorry, I don't know. I'm not sure there's a proper
Stitcher.
word.
Someone out of Grover.
Forgive me.
A tailor.
There you go. Whatever. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Not on air, online, all the time.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
It is Wednesday, April 1st, 2020, and yes, the Bob and Tom Show is live in studio this morning for now, but we will persevere. Don't worry, we will get through this together. Resident geek Jessica Alsman and relationship expert Allie Breen on the way. You can follow her at Allie Breen to submit your questions for her Ask Allie segment. We'll also find out how she's holding up in her self-quarantine, if you will, in New York City, one of the epicenters of the coronavirus. But enough about the coronavirus. Let's get back to the humor and comedy and take our minds off it right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. China's government has ordered all major sports events to remain suspended because of the virus outbreak, meaning the country's basketball league will have to push back their planned restart. The CBA had hoped to resume play in mid-April, but was denied government approval to do so. Kevin Durant and Trae Young will lead a 16-player field of NBA players in an NBA 2K20 tournament airing on ESPN. The NBA, the Players Association, and 2K announced the NBA Players Tournament. It starts this Friday, and the winner of the week-long competition will receive a $100,000 donation to a coronavirus-related relief effort of their choice. And in the NFL, team owners have voted to expand the playoffs by one team in each conference for the upcoming season. During a conference call to discuss league business after the annual meetings were canceled because of the virus, the owners also awarded one of those extra games to CBS and one to NBC. Only the teams with the best record in the AFC and NFC will get a bye under the new format. The top two teams skipped Wild Card Weekend in the past. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
At the end of my will, it goes. It ends on a happy note. No. Actually, at the end of my will,
He's
it
just
says...
pushing buttons.
He's just pushing buttons. It's Tom's will.
With guest stars.
You know, there is one that he says, The Fugitive.
The Fugitive.
Thank you.
The first one we're playing, play that first one again. It's
Okay.
we're going to play at your memorial. It's
Okay, go.
The Funeral. Starring Tom Griswold.
As himself.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
All day, all night, all Bob and Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
I have lipstick for my frontal lobe. I have powder for my brainstem. I have rouge for my cerebral cortex and my medulla oblongata. I have a brain that looks so fine, sitting high atop my spine. With a brain that looks this way, I'll be prepared when people say, make up your mind. I have a handsome hypothalamus, pretty cerebellum. On my occipital lobe is Maybelline, hypoallergenic. I have a brain that looks so fine, sitting high atop my spine, where you could do an autopsy and open up my brain to see. I've made up my mind.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Also joining us in the studio, comedian John Bazar.
Well, I find that now that I need a woman, I mean, integrity, strength of character, honesty, but really the most important thing, got to have a big ass. I may be outside the pale on this one, judging by all the magazine covers I see, but I'm done with these ectoskeletal, wafer-thin, rice cake chomping chicks.
There's 647 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. Coming up, we've got some serious cash you could win, so pay close close attention to that. And we are indeed in our Q95 studios, all spread out and distanced out and cordoned off, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
About half drunk.
Christy behind the glass, Chick's drunk. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Special edition, Chick drinking already. We have.
I can't think of a better time. Can you?
Nope.
No.
Now we're limiting.
A lot of people are feeling the same way, Chick.
We're limiting it to one shot. Is that the deal? Per day.
Yeah,
I thought it was
ration that.
I thought it was like the Ace Cosby joke of the week. I do one every hour. That's what I thought.
It's the Ace Cosby joke of the day.
Whatever. Did I say week?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Wishful thinking.
Freud. Hello, Freud. On line 2.
That's Chick McGee, of course. Ace Cosby's our engineer and the man behind the Ace Cosby joke of the day. There's Josh. I'm Tom. Formerly the Nuremberg Room. It's behind the glass. It's Mr. Pat Godwin.
That's right.
And then Christy Lee's in the former performance room, also behind the glass, all by herself in there.
Hi.
And the show also as a bonus being broadcast worldwide on American Forces Radio and
Tom said bonus
on YouTube. Once again, Chick celebrating by drinking alcohol.
I'm not celebrating. I'm just trying to get through, brother.
Okay.
Boy, it is really in the system right now.
Yeah, why don't we just cut over to Christy Lee? Because
what?
just a second. At the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk, because we have a story.
It connects all of this together.
Yes.
Americans are concocting cocktails to cope with the coronavirus and drinking lots of them. U.S. sales of alcoholic beverages have risen 55% in the week ending March 21st.
America.
Usually these stats, you get stats, and it's always there's a
7%
uptick of 0.07%.
Right.
Wall Street's losing its mind. 55%.
Hard alcohol, Chick, like gin, tequila, premixed cocktails.
Yep.
On the top of the pour list, and spirits have seen the highest increase, with sales jumping, are you ready? 75% compared to the same time last year.
Holy moly.
Wine and beer are heavily flowing as well. Wine sales are up 66%. Beer sales have risen 42%.
By the way, you got to be very careful. If you pour a Manhattan, you have to let it sit in quarantine for 2 weeks before you drink.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yes. Yeah. Good. Yes.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I can laugh at that.
You can.
It's horrible.
Can I laugh at that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. If we didn't, we'd cry.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, by the way, that study comes from the No Sherlock Institute.
Nielsen did that.
That's right.
The
Thank you,
the
Christy.
Mr. Obvious show.
That's exactly right.
Now, my question is this. I remember reading was it a week ago or so, that the mayor of Denver, Colorado, closed up the liquor stores and the pot dispensaries, and then about an hour later
changed his mind.
Whoops!
Yeah.
As he saw the people packed in line, not exactly social distancing.
Yep.
I wonder if marijuana sales are up where it's, well, A, legal, and B, where it's illegal.
I'm sure they are.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Hey, Mommy's taking a long time doing the laundry. Why is she staring at the window and watching the clothes spin around? Oh, Mommy's been on the reefer.
Take the edge off.
Hey, Dad, what's that you're pouring in your coffee, Dad? Is that a little
Little Baileys?
Boy, oh boy.
Yummy.
So this is what's been stopping us from getting high and drunk all the time. Jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to work drunk.
I think AA should give us all a break for a month.
Oh, Pat.
You would love that.
No.
An amnesty month.
All right, you need to call your sponsor.
Welcome to month 13.
Pat doesn't work that way.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Yeah, our friend Reno Collier did a nice call out yesterday to those that are working with that issue.
Yes.
And if you're having some struggles there, look up Reno. He's got he'll be happy.
I have a good friend who's 100 days sober, and so he just started. Oh, I know. And for this, but God bless him, he's online doing the meetings. So yeah, proud of him. But my gosh,
yeah, it's a tough time to start.
Are people who just joined the gym? You know?
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, is the gym going to charge us this month?
No.
No,
They're
I
not?
got an
the
email
email.
from mine. Yeah, they're not going to charge.
I haven't gotten an email from mine.
But you know, it's one of those things that if I am charged, I had no idea because
It's automatic,
they just yank it out.
Well, I'd love to be in a position where money is just siphoned from my account and I'm none the wiser.
That's right. I have no idea of my finances. I lead a luxurious life, and I've lived long enough to accept this and to take advantage of it. And, That's right.
Can I want to just
I just spent $20 just then talking to you.
I was reading the other day that Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones has been what is he? How many years sober is he now? He's
It's been
sober.
a while.
Yeah, and he's doing some daily readings. Ronnie is also an excellent artist.
Painter, yeah.
People
Painter.
know
Yeah.
you still,
Great
even when
drawing.
he's sober, you can't.
Well, that's my point.
Understand.
When Ronnie Wood reads, as a sweet bag,
Yeah.
It's talking about corduroy. Lost his button.
a friend of mine is a really good friend of Ronnie Wood's, and he is like the greatest guy ever.
Oh, I love hearing
He's a
that.
super cool guy. So, and of course, he's one of the Rolling
Still got the
Stones.
dumb hair.
He can pull that off.
He's got
Ronnie
he's
Wood.
got the rooster.
Yeah.
And
Like
he's,
Rod Stewart.
He's got the. He's got the. I think he's still got the bottle of the black dye. He's still going with the Elvis 13 dye.
Nothing wrong with
It's
that.
rock and roll, man. You got to.
Okay, not everybody.
Is there a clearer example of great songs to horrible songs than Rod Stewart?
Yeah.
Are we?
Do You Think I'm Sexy?
The worst.
Young Turks. Stay With Me.
Love Rod.
Amazing.
Stay with me, screen. Yeah, there's some bad ones here, but let's move forward here. We
The
go back
NFL.
to the sports page.
Tom, the NFL is gearing up for a normal season and playoffs, they say, with 2 additional wildcard teams in the Super Bowl chase. NFL team owners voted yesterday to expand the playoffs by 1 team in each conference for a total of 14 next season as they continue to plan for the 2020 season to start on time. Fingers crossed. During a conference call to discuss league business, the owners awarded one of the extra games each to CBS and then one to NBC. A separately produced telecast of a playoff game. I know it's April Fool's, but I'm not making this up. This playoff game will be tailored for a specifically younger audience and will air on Nickelodeon.
Well, hey, that makes sense.
Every time
They're
a
gonna
touchdown
do-
is scored,
They'll have they'll have separate announcers doing a play-by-play explaining the
and
game.
when a touchdown is scored, the player will get doused with slime.
How about that? All
you
right.
go.
That'll be a
Forget
new.
the Gatorade.
That'll be something else.
Probably have someone like Gronk do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey kids, look number 69.
Gronk. We're on
Clearly
we're on Nickelodeon here.
Clearly not for children.
It'll be advertising Coors Light.
Sure, yeah. They want
Did you ever notice that Andy Reid does look like SpongeBob? Am I the only one that's noticed that?
I'd have to.
I have to
I'd
look
do
at
a
him.
side by side.
I wouldn't know Andy Reid if he came in here and kissed me on the forehead.
He's got like the walrus.
Right.
Kind of
Oh,
a,
does he?
kind of a squared off body.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
He's a big man.
Just asking.
He likes cheeseburgers.
Yeah. Do you have a sports teaser for
Coming
us?
up, Joe Buck is going wild on social media, and we'll tell you what he's doing.
I love Joe Buck.
I've seen Mike Brenly's doing the same thing, but they are extremely using adult language. In,
Yeah,
both of these situations.
they want to keep up with their play-by-play skills.
Sure.
Since there's no actual action, they're having people send them. You'll see, it's actually quite.
Send them videos and
quite
narrate
humorous.
them.
And naturally, since this is a free country, people are sending rather explicit. Okay, when we come back, we'll find out about that. We have great dog news today.
Good.
Yeah, it'll make you
Also-
smile.
Also, orangutans, otters, and
Orangutans.
It's orangutans.
Shut up.
there's no G at the end.
Orangutan.
And a Tiger King update.
Yep.
Love it. Love it.
Coming up. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Want to share something? Send us an email. bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is Bob.
And this is Tom. And this is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Comedy on your computer all day and all night.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, what are you watching? What do you like to watch? What shows are your picks since we're all sort of stuck at home? Tell us in your show-in picks. Go to bobandtom.com/show-in to submit your answer. When you do, you're registered to win a pair of orange insoles. You can submit a new show-in one time per day, so do it daily. Sponsored by orangeinsoles.com. Feel better, do more with Orange Insoles. They're with you every step of the way. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. President Donald Trump is urging Americans to heed his administration's guidelines for responding to the coronavirus pandemic, calling it, quote, a matter of life and death. The president's warning yesterday came with new projections that there could be 100 to 240,000 deaths in the U.S., even if social distancing guidelines are maintained. Public health officials stressed that that number could be less if we bear down on keeping our distance from one another. Officials believe the nation can do much better than the grim forecast if everyone takes seriously their role in preventing the spread of this disease. Russia has sent a plane load of medical aid to the United States amid the growing pandemic. A military aircraft loaded with medical equipment and masks took off from Moscow early this morning. The delivery follows a phone call between Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump Monday when the two leaders discussed cooperation in the fight against coronavirus. And while the residents of a town in North Wales continue to practice social distancing in the wake of the outbreak, some animals have decided to fill the void. The man has been posting video clips of a herd of mountain goats that have gathered in the town of Llandudno. The images were taken by Andrew Stewart, a video producer for the Manchester Evening News. The shots of the goats frolicking in the deserted streets have racked up hundreds of thousands of views on Stewart's Twitter feed. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Bob and Tom, 24/7. Oh, yeah.
Don't you wish there was a pill you could take where you could instantly be able to play the guitar? Just like Eddie Van Halen, or B.B. King, or Segovia. And each of the various styles of these different guitar players will be represented by different kinds of pills. Like, for example, let's say if you wanted to play like Eddie Van Halen, there'd be these bright red gelatin capsules you could take. And the B.B. King pills would be dark blue, and they'd be called blues. For obvious colloquial reasons. And they would ideally be washed down with a pint of early times. And the Segovia pills would be these little tiny brown pills, but they'd be the most powerful pills of all. Because he's really the best guitar player when you stop and think about it. I mean, that Spanish classical stuff's really hard to play when you're drunk. You could take one of these pills and be able to play just like the guy on the label, like for, let's say, like 3 hours. Like if you were at a party, or if you wanted to impress your girlfriend, or maybe if you wanted to impress your parents, let's say, if they were just kind of undecided about you. And you wouldn't have to suffer for your art, and you wouldn't have to pay dues, and you wouldn't have to worry about practicing all the damn time, and you wouldn't have to worry about getting screwed over by a bunch of club owners and managers, or having your gigs get downgraded to small comedy clubs. And you wouldn't have to worry about having your kids hate you and your wife leave you because you're practicing all the time, or worrying about getting arthritis or dying in a plane crash or all the crap that goes along.
1 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy Lee has an update in the forecast.
Q95 Fox 59.
Q95 Fox 59 weather.
Brought to you by CarX. It'll be cloudy today with a high of 53, partly cloudy overnight.
If I'm on the jury, Christy.
Yes, sir.
Well, what's happening?
You just play this tape, don't
And yeah. Well, he was so drunk that, and then I guess Christy hit him with a ball bat in the face.
So luckily he didn't feel it. And then
Tomorrow we'll have a mix of sun and clouds and a high of 64, 67 on Friday. A couple of great days right around the corner.
2 away from ecstasy, baby.
Cloudy and 40 now.
69. Tell me how it works, Josh.
Excuse me, ladies. I have some things I need to do over here. We would love to hear from you, by the way.
Love to hear.
Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. Let us know what's going on. Let us know what you're doing. And we are here And by here, I mean at good old 6161.
What are you, nuts?
What?
Why would you give people our address?
What the hell are you thinking?
If we did that.
We do it all the time. It's it's actually available on the internet. I don't know if you know.
I can't do anything without drawing a crowd, and now you've told people where I am. What the hell are you doing?
But they'll security will keep them out. We are properly spaced. I just want everyone to know that. Coming up, we would like to properly hand you $1,000. So pay close attention. There are all kinds of tricks to this, but you could be a winner. That's the key here. So be listening for that coming up. And also, we have our special Bob and Tom after party on the way. That'll begin at 10. And a little surprise I'm trying to set up for Friday, which kind of a Q&A thing will be getting worked out in a minute.
What kind of surprise?
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. This is the You Speak When Spoken To hour of the program.
Don't look at me like that.
So it's no different from any other hour.
Okay, good. This is the Bob and Tom Show. We are coming to you on this April 1st, 2020, in the quarantine era. And let's see. Ace Cosby is our engineer. Chick McGee's at the sports desk. I'm Tom. That's Josh over there. Christy Lee is behind the glass in her own room now.
Hello.
The Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. And then Mr. Pat Godwin, a man, the guitar, formerly playing the Nuremberg room.
Now it's the hot box.
It's now been redubbed the hot box. Thank you. So we're keeping our social separation in line with what is
with CDC guidelines.
Yes, trying to do the right thing here. So now we were still touching our toes into the world of sports. There's actually a few things happening.
One more. Sportscaster Joe Buck. I know this is not a very popular opinion, but I think he and Troy Aikman are the best football play-by-play announcing team.
I like
him too.
Why is that not a popular opinion?
I'm surprised to hear that.
A lot of people don't care for Joe Buck.
Really?
Wow. And I'm a Redskins fan for 50 years, and I enjoy Troy Aikman's insight. So there you go. But sportscaster Joe Buck is saying he's received adult videos from people requesting he provide play-by-play commentary for them.
I bet. Now I saw one where he was doing one where two dogs were playing.
Yeah, and he did the play-by-play on the marble race that I showed you guys.
But the background on this is he has asked people to send him videos.
Yes.
And to hone his skills as a broadcaster in a rather humorous manner, he will do some play-by-play. And
the virus has led to shut down of sporting events. He's been calling play-by-play for videos submitted to him through social media. He's provided commentary for people grilling chicken wings, playing beer pong, and other home videos. However, Buck has said that there have been quite a few explicit submissions that did not seem appropriate to put my voice on in this stage of my life.
It's probably wise.
He added that he has to go through all submissions like the Zapruder film to ensure there's nothing explicitly or implicitly about any of the videos.
Is there a porno
like a wang
star
in the back?
Is there a porno star named Dick Zapruder? He's always got a camera with him.
He shoots from the grassy knoll. Is that right? Oh, that's a headshot right there. Oh, it's all over Jackie's dress.
So as you can see, poor taste does not take April 1st off. I'm sorry I brought that up.
I'd be more than glad to add play-by-play to any adult videos you'd like to send me.
Well, I can remember.
Here it comes again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my God. Look at the size of that thing.
A little quiz here.
Okay.
There was a movie, and don't shout out anything yet. There was a movie, and I think it was either The Groove Tube or Tunnel Vision or one of those, in which they had a pornographic movie with play-by-play. And I can actually, and this was, I don't know, 45 years ago or something.
At least, yeah.
And was this the one? I think Chevy Chase might have been in it. Was it Kentucky Fried
Well,
Movie?
Kentucky Fried Movie, they have feel-a-rama, where a guy stands behind you as you watch the porno.
That's it.
And he'll...
I like that.
And you hear her light a cigarette, and so then the guy lights it and blows it in the guy's face. And then she starts rubbing the guy's chest, and so then the guy behind him starts rubbing.
No, this is a different one. But I can remember the name of the star of this film. and
name
I bet
of the man.
Chick does too.
I do, yes.
I'll give you the initials. They are KS.
Yes.
And the name was?
Kurt Stem.
Kurt Stem. And they were doing the play. And then he reaches down and
I believe
that's a different movie.
I think that's either Tunnel Vision or
wasn't the lady involved
the Groove Tube
gymnast from Russia or something?
Yes, it's God. I remember seeing that and laughing and laughing and laughing.
Kurt Stem.
Kurt Stem. So in any event, Joe Buck doing this for fun, and I think he certainly is one of the greats. I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll direct this to Josh because you're very open about your
sexuality, his porn,
no,
adventures.
Josh, he describes himself as a thorough and generous lover.
Yes. Sure, yeah.
And if you did make an explicit film,
right?
What famous announcer, dead or alive, would you want to do the play-by-play?
Oh, maybe because I grew up in St. Louis and such a Cardinals fan, Joe's dad, Jack Buck.
Okay.
I
can't believe what I just saw. Kirk Gibson's home run for the Dodgers.
I have a question.
Well, who would you want? Like Howard Cosell?
Well, no,
kind of
not that. I just would that
Cosell would be good.
Would that add to the porn in any way for guys? It seems to me like it would be a boner killer.
Yeah, no way. I mean, it wouldn't.
I'm not sure what just happened.
No, seriously.
It's a new time, Tom.
No, I think it.
But you could get Morgan Freeman to do it.
Yeah,
well, I mean, somebody with a sexy voice, maybe.
Godwin would
but-
pick Freeman.
No, I think you want someone as removed from the sex as possible.
Right.
Okay.
You want them to be dispassionate
For the funniest.
yes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, for the most
Yeah,
humorous. you'd do
okay.
Yeah.
This is like Mystery Science
Who's
Theater, though.
who's
You're
the most
making fun of.
pretentious announcer?
that. But
these
if
days?
somebody got into it, well, yeah, that'd be kind of creepy, right?
Yeah, who's a real puker?
Marv Alpert.
Oh,
But of
yeah.
course, if you sent him a porno, unlike Joe Buck, he'd watch it.
Yeah.
He'd be in it.
Just based on my knowledge of Mr.
You know, yesterday we brought up the fact that there was somebody that had one of their Zoom conferences, porn came up. The FBI is investigating Zoom now because that's happening a lot. Did you read that story this morning?
Are they investigating it as a hacking thing?
Yes, they're
Okay.
thinking that people are getting hacked on these video conferences now.
I have no doubt.
And it's been happening over and over again.
Yeah, who knows? But can you? I wish I could do a Howard Cosell. I can't. But
Howard Cosell.
Howard
doing porn.
Cosell.
yeah, because you can see.
God.
And there's the champ, and Frazier's down. The erection is down.
Down goes Frazier.
Down goes her, and he seems to enjoy it.
Oh yeah, Galaxy goes down.
Down goes Tina. Down goes Tina.
Now, do you ever confuse Joe Buck with? Do you know who played Joe Buck in the movies?
Yes, yeah. In one movie. Wasn't it John Voight?
Yeah, John Voight in
Oh, right, yeah.
Midnight Cowboy.
I'm
That was
cold,
the name
Joe.
of the character,
I'm
Joe
so
Buck.
cold, Joe. I'm cold.
I'll take care of you.
It's like, was that your Dustin Hoffman?
That's my Dustin Hoffman.
Your Ratso Rizzo?
Hey, I'm walking here.
That's not a bad Ratso Rizzo.
It was a bad Ratso Rizzo.
Oh, come on, Joe. I'm cold. I'm cold, Joe.
It sounds exactly.
I met Joe Buck at a party once. And he was talking to Jonathan Silverman of Weekend at Bernie's fame,
Wow,
of course.
that's
and
quite
this
a
was my
party.
move. It was when I worked for Rawlings, and I would always run into baseball players and some famous people. And my move was to act like I already knew them. And so I just walked up. I go, Joe, John, nice to see you guys. They're, hey, you too. They were too nice to call me out.
Love it. Love it.
And put your pants on.
Now, if Bob Costas was doing this, that would be nice.
Oh, Christy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not familiar with that name.
Just because he called you Chip.
He did it on purpose. He knows what he did.
Okay. Now, is that sports?
Yes, that's sports.
So you're not going to do the world record?
You're not going to do the world record?
Oh, geez. We do have a world record. It was handed to late. What?
And what a stupid one it is.
Okay, good.
Even Tom admits.
But I watched the video of this world record, and would be very tough to do.
A pink-haired Canadian circus artist
Yes.
has set the Guinness World Record for
What?
the fastest backwards 100-meter sprint on high-heeled inline skates.
So it's
High-heeled inline
it's kind of obscure.
Kind of.
I didn't know you could
There's
even
a lot-
get high-heeled inline
Sure.
skates.
What's going on here?
MS period, Ms. Bianca. Oh, no, that's Bianca. Rossini able to achieve the feat in 21.52 seconds, wearing a pair of 5-inch stiletto heels.
Slut.
Outfitted with wheels.
Wow.
And Bianca's going backwards.
Yeah, there's a whole video of this. I mean, it's very odd. Custom-made, high-heeled inline skates.
Where is she? Is she on the track?
Yes, she is on a track. She been trained for a long time to get this done.
Probably be faster
Why
if you could
in
just
the-
go in a straight line, right?
Sports has become so desperate, people will watch anything, I think.
Remember the marble race? I watched that like 10 times, I bet.
So I think anybody can get a record if it's obscure enough.
Oh, yeah.
The best sports broadcast by a man wearing a quarter zip.
I know, it was a hoodie, full zip hoodie.
The best
Black full zip hoodie.
After doing a shot of booze before
That's
7
right.
a.m., the award goes to.
Try and keep up, people.
But this is
Just standing in 5-inch heels would be hard enough, let alone skating backwards.
there's no question that this is very difficult to do. But then there's obviously not a lot of competition.
No.
Strange, fairly pointless and weird. But hey, she's got pink hair. She's in Canada. She's bored. So thank you very much. Is that sports?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, Christy, give us the
We have a
teaser.
hair dye update. My kids dyed their hair yesterday, purple and blue.
Well, then can we come back with our hair dye song?
Okay, that'd be great.
Okay,
Wherever you
good.
go, whatever you do, always be a good sport.
Okay, now we'll come back with that. We'll also come back with a little bit of Donnie Baker. Right now, I want to remind you about our friends at Zip Recruiter. If you're going to be looking for people, right now there are people looking for very specific types of skills in this very unusual situation we're in. And ZipRecruiter is going to step up. ZipRecruiter.com/BT show. ZipRecruiter sends your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards. And then with powerful matching technology, ZipRecruiter scans thousands of resumes to find people with the right skill set, the right experience that you'd like to have apply for that job that you have available. As applications come in, ZipRecruiter analyzes each one and spotlights the top candidates so you don't miss a great match. ZipRecruiter is so effective, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate through the site within the first day. And these days, you can't go to the laundromat and look for that thing on the board with the fringe and you pull it on with the phone number.
All right.
Remember those? No. Right now, try ZipRecruiter. Enter the contemporary age with ZipRecruiter. Right now, Bob and Tom Show listeners can try ZipRecruiter for how much, Josh?
For free.
That would be free. ZipRecruiter.com/BT show. That's ZipRecruiter.com/BT show. The smartest way to hire ZipRecruiter. Once again, you'll find it at ZipRecruiter.com/BT show. Look for someone with the skill set you need right now. And there's a lot of very unusual skills that we need in contemporary culture with all this stuff going on that we're dealing with. Coming up, Donnie Baker, and we're going to can we do that song, that new one, Pat? I like that very much when we return. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, Floyd, don't forget tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, it's Bob and Tom Tonight. 20 minutes of video highlights from today's Bob and Tom Show tonight. Just go to Bob and Tom's YouTube page, subscribe, that's free, and you can be watching Bob and Tom Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Bob and Tom's YouTube channel, or go to bobandtom.com. You can even check it out on the Bob and Tom Facebook page. Again, Bob and Tom Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. The Elton John-led Starry benefit concert that featured Billie Eilish, Mariah Carey, Alicia Keys, and a lot more Sunday raised nearly $8 million to battle the coronavirus. The musicians performed from their homes for the hour-long event. It aired on Fox and iHeartMedia radio stations. The money will go to Feeding America and First Responders Children's Foundation. The Country Music Association will not have its annual CMA Fest this year. The event draws thousands of country music fans every year. It had been held for more than 40 years in June and featured several stages over a 4-day weekend. A statement posted on the CMA Fest website yesterday said those who purchased passes for this year can use them for next year's festival in 2021 or request a refund. And the COVID-19 outbreak has been a boon for TV networks, as you can imagine. Instead of viewers being free to wheel about to work or shop, they've been watching television. The game show Let's Make a Deal posted record numbers, and the audience for The Price is Right, the biggest in 4 years. Meanwhile, millions staying home from work and school drove up ratings for the Dick Wolf drama trilogy on NBC, with Chicago Fire, Med, and PD posting higher numbers than they have in years. And that's your entertainment news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Where did you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night, and now I'm feeling like I usually feel after I feel alright. I don't want to hear another word about morning. I can't take the light. Where did you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night. You see, there's something inside this world that's gone so wrong. Well, there's a gap between the rich and the poor, 1,000,000 miles long. I dig the fact that you and your friends want to stand up and make it right. Well, could you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night. I was down at the bar like a fool I am, dancing on the table with some slam. I met a whole lot of people that I still don't know. I just rolled in an hour ago. Could you try to keep it down? Try to keep it down. Could you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night. Oh, yeah. I said I don't want to hear about this Lollapalooza tour, but then I just woke up and where I am I couldn't say for sure. I ain't the kind of guy to come and break all your records, but then again I might. But could you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night. I was down at a bar like a fool I am, dancing on the table with some slam. I met a whole lot of people that I still don't know. I just rolled in an hour ago. Could you try to keep it down? Try to keep it down. Try to keep it down. I was up kind of late last night. But could you try to keep it down? Try to keep it down, man. But could you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late. Yeah. But could you try to keep it down? Hey, could you try to keep it down? Hey, could you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night. I was up all night last night.
Hey, look at that. 7:20 on the button at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. Christy Lee has the forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Mostly cloudy with a high of 53. Mix of sun and clouds tomorrow, high 64. Partly cloudy, 67 on Friday. 40 right now.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee. So, in essence, we're going to have some decent weather.
Yes.
Get outside, do a little walking.
Good.
Take the 3 dogs out. 2 walk, 1 sits constantly.
Take a wagon.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
When did this dog protest thing start?
I'm telling you, we're the pets.
I'm going to walk 500 yards and I'm going to stop. And,
I deal with
walk
this.
500 yards and I will walk.
Okay. A couple of my friends have puppies. I guess this is the perfect time.
Yeah, well, you're home.
Thinking of getting a new dog.
Yeah.
A lot of dogs out there that would love to have a home, and now's the time because you're going to be there to do all the training, et cetera, et cetera. And if someone can explain to me why my one dog insists on sitting constantly in the middle of our walks, please let me know.
Why don't you leave that one home?
Because she's such a sweet girl.
Oh, okay.
She's such a good puppy. Be listening for your shot at winning $1,000 coming up. There we go. That feels good. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom program. We are worldwide on American Forces Radio, coast to coast on great radio stations all over the USA, bleeding into Canada and Mexico, by the way. And now bleeding all over the world on YouTube during these special days, receiving communications from everywhere. Love to hear these. People listening in the Philippines, in South America, in Europe, England? Okay, so what? If you'd like to get a hold of us, Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'll introduce everybody in this room. It's a big room. There's only 4 of us in here. Ace Cosby is our engineer. Chick McGee's at the sports desk. I'm Tom. That is Josh Arnold over there. Then behind the glass back there is our producer, Dean. Then 15 feet from him is Jeff Oskey running the cameras. And then in the formerly known as the Nuremberg room, it's Pat Godwin, the man, the guitar.
Yeah.
Good to see you. We've got a new song coming out of Pat in just a few minutes. And Christy Lee is in her own, it's the performance room. Ordinarily the bands work out of there, but right now it's just Christy. Once again, Josh, describe it for those that can't see it. It's a big window. And
Yeah, it looks like one of those giant aquariums where it just has one fish in it.
a little tiny angel fish.
But all that room to grow.
Yes.
And officially
I'm
that's
growing, just like everyone else.
Impatient?
No. We can't stop eating at my house.
Oh,
you had this thing going on?
But I think that's true. But I think there's the eating offset by all the walking, I hope.
I don't think we're walking that much.
A little chilly yesterday here.
Walking to the refrigerator.
Right.
Yeah.
I know I can work off my dinner last night if I walk to Canada.
Yeah. Oh, would you
Had a
have?
good one, huh? Yeah.
Nice comfort food? Some pasta,
yeah,
maybe?
It's delicious. Really good. What did I have last night?
Spaghetti?
No, I've been having that a lot.
Us too.
Yeah.
Hard to find these days.
It is hard to find.
What, spaghetti sauce?
Oh, yeah, a lot of the noodles, a lot of the sauces.
Pastas and sorts of plastic.
I always have, way before this started, I always have like 10 or 15 packs of spaghetti.
Yeah, good.
Because I don't shop logically. I don't take notes. I just go and buy.
Yeah, why not?
Which is kind of a sore point among someone else in my household.
It's fine with spaghetti, bad with milk.
But yet, don't you, when you get to the cashier, you arrange things the way you want them bagged?
Of course.
Yes.
Well, so you shop willy-nilly, but then you... Boy,
of course.
Remind me not to ever be behind you at the grocery store.
No, it's just logical. You just put the stuff that's going to be heavier. Never mind. The point is...
Well, you leave that to the technician.
No.
You let them do their job.
No. I leave it to myself.
They're good people.
We have the... Can you get that for me?
Yeah?
Oh, careful.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Oh, God.
How's it going, Donnie, in quarantine?
Not bad. I heard Christy's behind the glass.
I am.
Now you guys get to see what she looked like if she worked red light district in Amsterdam.
That's right.
Should I climb up on the table? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Oh, that's known as the Danny Thomas.
Oh.
Hand out BOGO coupons for me and Chick later.
Right.
Well, it's day number what the hell ever under quarantine.
Yeah,
So get this, guys. Yesterday a package arrives here at the compound. I was hoping it was Mountain Dew, Funyuns, and Velvet that I'd ordered.
Right.
But turns out it was rubbers I got in bulk off Amazon about 2 months ago. Yeah, like I need those now.
Yeah.
Now, anyways, I must have hit the wrong button when I ordered because I got 12 packs, and it turns out they're all lambskin.
Oh.
I swear to God. Says it right here on the box. It's big letters, lambskin condoms.
Yeah, for those with a allergy to
latex.
Latex.
Yeah.
Well, whose stupid idea was this, and why would they make them anyway? Since when did the Amish move in on a rubber market? And think about this. Me and Todd Boner was talking. How did they decide on lambskin anyways? Like, how many other different skins did they try before settling on lamb?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I bet the guy who probably thought this first probably started with some sort of snake skin.
Probably.
Well, think about it. It's more of a natural fit than lamb.
Yeah.
Plus, she'd know you're done when it started to rattle.
Okay, yeah. So naturally ribbed.
Got a little tip there.
Lamb skin rubber. What chick let the inventor of these try them out on her, you know? Like her husband comes in one night back in the 1800s, medieval times, waddles in from the barn with a goat gizzard wrapped around his hog. Hey, Maud, let's see if this works. I'm assuming they probably tried all the skins for figuring lambs work good, but it's like this. If I wanted to stuff my stuff into a lamb, I'll just go ask my disowned cousin Lester about how to go doing such a thing. Because according to my grandmother once removed, Lester knows more about being inside lambs than probably anybody else.
Hey, Ace, can you hang up the phone?
4 skin and 4 8.
Hey.
Boy.
Just click the button off there.
Sheep.
Thanks very much.
We need to.
Sometimes Donnie's logic is really solid, though.
What?
I mean,
What are you talking about?
I'm sure there's a history of the condom, and
Yeah, why lambskin? Right.
They probably tried everything.
Probably.
Has anybody seen the cat?
Didn't they used to use
I don't want a 15th kid.
Didn't they used
There
to
are more
use
than one ways to skin one, by the way.
oranges or lemons as diaphragms back in the day?
Oranges and lemons.
Yeah, I think they did.
Stingy citrus.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't have any sort of lesion, it would be comfortable.
I don't know. You think?
Now, if you have a lesion that's got a sting,
and you have the slightest cut in your mouth, you drink some orange juice, you feel it. It's like being set on fire.
Sure.
I can imagine a poor
Yes,
woman.
I'm sure there's a very unfortunate history of
I'm
primitive
sure.
birth control
we don't
devices.
want to delve into.
Yes, many of which probably proved fatal.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
On a lighter note, yesterday we did some grooming at the house. The girls dyed their hair. Ava is now purple, and
Now, your
Sophie's
girls,
blue.
do you mind if I ask how old your girls are?
Yeah, my youngest is 17 and my oldest is 21.
And they're both naturally
Blondish.
girl,
Blondish brown.
you'll be a woman soon.
But Ava had dyed her hair. She had bleached it blonde.
I love you so fine, inevitable.
So it was really purple. Her hair's really purple.
You
now.
showed me photos. They look great.
Yeah, and then Sophie only did hers from like the ear down, so it's
Okay.
kind of like an ombre thing. It's blue.
Now, is
and-
the oldest using that on her cam?
Hey, stop it!
The webcam, yeah.
Editor's note, I'd like to remind anyone just joining us, Chick's been drinking alcohol since,
That's right.
since 6 a.m. So
And I know that this is not an important thing for you men, but for women out there, the nail salons all have closed, and there are a lot of us who are a dip or a gel manicure person, and it's very hard to get them off.
Yes.
I spent 2 hours yesterday.
I don't understand what's a dip manicure.
It's a powdery type manicure that you get, but it hardens and it lasts for
Like
weeks.
diamonds.
Yeah, and it's really hard to get off. I cut my nails, Tom, because you were telling me that was getting to be long and it was a bad thing because the germs get up in there.
I did read somewhere that, as I said, my doctor said this particular virus hates soap and water, but also they are urging people to trim their fingernails down.
Well, I almost cut my little finger off yesterday.
I almost cut my little finger off.
I got a little close. But ladies, be patient. It will come off, but it will take a lot of time and a lot of perseverance.
Well, so I guess if you don't repaint your nails, you're going to have that gap where they start growing out, and similar to the.
Well, that's why you have
hair.
to take it off. Yeah.
Remember that guy who used to have that long pinky nail?
Oh, that's for snorting coke.
For the cocaine. Remember that?
Sure.
Remember those days? Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Well, there are certain guitar players that do that grow out their nails so they can
Use them as picks?
They can, yeah. They
James
can
Taylor.
I know a sculptor who has one long nail so that he can really make some fine.
Oh, that's cool.
I do, yeah.
I know
that's
a
really
sculptor.
cool.
He's an
Fine
amazing
lines.
artist.
Is this the guy that you were posing for?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, so it was called David 2020.
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of a
More clay was yelled a lot. Yeah.
now I love this because now Josh gets to my punchline. I don't even have to shout out the punchline. Ever since the classic more chalk episode with the body lying at the bottom of the. Okay, thank you very much. On a kind of a serious note. There is a. Please don't interrupt this.
Okay.
Even Chick McGee enjoyed this. I mentioned that the great singer James Taylor, singer-songwriter, has a audio book out, and I think it's only an audio book. It's not an actual book.
Exclusive on Audible.
It's called Break Shot, and it's only about 90 minutes or so. And he's telling the story of his family growing up, and it is great.
It's riveting.
And he's so brilliant, and they're in very low ego, but just telling his story, which is fascinating.
Cool.
And I would highly recommend it. And I thought of that because you mentioned the long nails.
Mm-hmm.
But then I heard, I didn't see it, but I heard, what is the great singer's name? Oh, Pink.
Yes.
Apparently did a thing where she cut her own hair on video, but
That's becoming a big thing.
She
for a
got
lot
drunk
of people.
first, apparently.
Oh, really?
So, because
a lot of people are letting their spouses cut their hair. See, you should let your friend cut her hair.
We discussed that yesterday. That will not be happening.
Oh.
Okay. So,
this is my dream come true for Tom with the Ben Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen. I'm so excited.
End up looking like David Crosby.
Would you try it yourself?
And by the way, speaking of recommendations, there's an excellent documentary about David Crosby.
Oh,
if you're a fan of Crosby, Stills,
It's
Nash
called
and Young.
No, Everyone Hates Me.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm a menace. I should be out of
pretty much it,
society.
yeah.
The David Crosby story.
He's a difficult guy, which he admits. But
You think?
it's really interesting. I thought it was great. Now, Pat, speaking on this topic of hair, it's no secret that you are a big fan of the
Hair dye?
Of the hair dye.
Yeah, I use it once a month.
The beard dye.
Once a month?
Every 2 weeks. Once every 3 days.
That's right.
I did it
In his
yesterday.
world, months are 2 weeks long. And
now, Pat,
24 of them.
You have famously stated that you only dye your hair when you're on the road because it makes such a mess.
That is true in the hotel room, yeah.
But currently you're staying at my old house.
I haven't done it there for a while.
For a while.
I don't believe anything he's saying.
You don't have any gray at all yet.
I know.
That's because you've never seen him go for more than 3 days without dyeing his hair.
It's not 3 days.
But obviously
It's gone from a month to 2 weeks, and now it's
3 days.
7 or 8 days.
Well, thank goodness that I do it myself. For these poor people that have to go to the salon, they're all closed. That's what this song's about. It's a duet.
Oh.
With Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Frank. How are you?
doing?
How's heaven?
It's nice.
Did you usually made it there? I was just...
I paid for it. It's nice. I got my own room. It's a song my daughter made popular years ago. I'm going to do a touch-up, a little redo. Here we go. You know what I'm saying. You keep saying you've got natural blonde hair. The salons are closed. I think it's time to confess. Your hair's been a-growing and soon we'll all be knowing. The curtains don't match the carpet. That's my guess. Your roots are really showing. You got a stripe like Pepe Le Pew. Get a bottle of Miss Claro and dye your trailer trash hairdo. Take it, Pat.
Frank's kind of harsh.
This gal I met on Tinder wants to FaceTime. We're both quarantined against our will. My hair's starting to look like Pauly Walnuts. With a two-tone stripe like Cruella de Vil. My roots are really showing a salt and pepper hue. Better buy some just for men. I told this chick I'm 42. All right, Dino, let's go to the chorus again. Our hair milk was made for dyeing. And Frank, you know it's true. Let's both go with jet black, just like Elvis used to do.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey.
Dino on the bass. The fretless bass to get that great walking sound. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you very much. Once again, it is April 1st, 2020. Our show is coming to you as it happens. And
Not a joke.
Thanks very much for joining us. And this will be an especially pathetic April Fool's Day for the jackasses that insist. Hey, did you hear Dad's got it? Just kidding.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
No one wants.
Don't do that.
We have 10 tips for conducting business at home with a video conference. Would you care to hear them?
Sure.
Did I say hear them? 10 tips. Number 10, if you have limited time to put on makeup, focus on your brows and cheeks to give your face dimension.
Sure.
Oh, I did that this morning.
What do you think of that?
Yeah.
See how you look on your computer camera before joining a video call.
So this isn't really anything about being professional at all. This
Well,
is
you want to look
it's,
professional.
About appear. The perception
Yes.
is you are professional.
Oh.
Number 8, find a private room to minimize background.
That makes sense.
Number 7, keep on comfortable pants if you can avoid standing up. Number 6, having a bad hair day, pull it back with a hair tie, Josh.
Okay.
So who is this for?
Well, it sounds like for women.
Everybody on video conferencing.
It's for Brads.
Brads? Is that what you said?
Sit farther from the camera rather than closer.
Well, yeah.
Okay. You don't want a big close-up of your nose, especially if you have a big nose. You know who I'm talking about. No, I don't know either.
Carl Malden?
Position your webcam so it's level with your eyes.
This is boring and dumb.
Yeah, is this over yet? I can't stand it. Could we take your computer away? We weren't even talking about this. How did this topic come
Everybody's doing video conferencing now. Don't you know that? They are, see?
Yeah, well,
That's why the
video conferencing was a waste of time before. Now it's just as much a waste of time.
I disagree. I think people could get business done.
Meetings are a waste of time.
Meetings are, in general, a waste of time.
Yeah,
certainly.
But a lot of people are doing this as families just to see each other.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't think anyone's particularly concerned about
how they look with their family.
Well, there's Uncle Clarence probably scratching his balls. Probably doesn't have his pants on. Don't stand up, Clarence. Oh, God.
Oh, good thing I put on makeup for Grandpa.
Well, that's a little weird.
Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? But there are women out there putting on makeup for Grandpa.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, don't say that.
Now,
there are women who make love to their grandfather.
Come on.
Oh, my God.
And you didn't want to hear my tip.
Could we go back to this boring thing about stupid tips for being on conference calls?
There's Grandpa wearing a diaper. Can we
Coming up, we have Tiger King news. And could we come back with our 3 great dog stories?
Sure.
We have some really great dog stories. Well, 2 of them are great. One of them's kind of humorous. And we also have orangutans and otters and a lot of cool animal stuff going on out there.
I love otters.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, they're funny.
Little baby otters are the best.
And there's some cool animal
delicious.
stuff happening at the Cincinnati Zoo, doing that the live feeding thing out there, getting fan mail from all over the world.
Yep.
You can, because the hardworking people taking care of the great animals.
Yeah, I was looking at some of their live feeds, the Harambe exhibit. Not a lot going on.
Oh, you know what? You are a...
Wow, it's amazing, isn't
You
it?
are just...
I didn't realize it was Dick Fest. What
Still
happened?
dead. Very, very dead. Yep, still dead.
I
Happy now?
apologize, Cincinnati Zoo.
Feel good? Just feeling better about
I
yourself
don't.
now?
Build taller fences.
Oh, God.
I say make the fences smaller. That way, thin the herd.
Yes.
Thin the herd of people. Animals are better than people, especially dogs. We got dog stuff when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Just got to get a hold of us. Call, fax, mail, or email. Get all the contact information you need at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Take that to the bank. 24/7. I know.
Ken Tarmac, since you're not flying anywhere, perhaps you'd like to become a Bob and Tom VIP. Treat yourself or a loved one. You can watch the live 7-camera video stream of the show each and every morning. Currently, we're showing it for free on YouTube for everybody. But if you're a VIP, you also get access to the Bob and Tom archives and the complete album library. That is days, if not weeks, of fun. Plus, the Bob and Tom Show commercial-free and on-demand with our daily podcast. Check it out now at bobandtom.com/VIP.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. China's government has ordered all major sports events to remain suspended because of the virus outbreak, meaning the country's basketball league will have to push back their planned restart. The CBA had hoped to resume play in mid-April, but was denied government approval to do so. Kevin Durant and Trae Young will lead a 16-player field of NBA players in an NBA 2K20 tournament airing on ESPN. The NBA, the Players Association, and 2K announced the NBA Players Tournament. It starts this Friday, and the winner of the week-long competition will receive a $100,000 donation to a coronavirus-related relief effort of their choice. And in the NFL, team owners have voted to expand the playoffs by one team in each conference for the upcoming season. During a conference call to discuss league business after the annual meetings were canceled because of the virus, the owners also awarded one of those extra games to CBS and one to NBC. Only the teams with the best record in the AFC and NFC will get a bye under the new format. The top 2 teams skipped Wild Card Weekend in the past. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
I'm not sure if you guys heard or not, but I heard with this pandemic, since some people can't leave their house, there's a condom shortage.
What? I didn't know.
I heard some people washing out their rubbers and reusing them.
Donnie.
I swear to God. You're thinking what I'm thinking. Thank God every rubber's got two sides. Because could you imagine? When I come from the school, you're supposed to turn the rubber inside out and leave it in the sun for 12 hours.
Really?
Right.
Put it right next to the sun tea, Josh. When the sun tea's ready, so's your rubbers.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Bob.
And this is Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
I've tried blondes and tried brunettes. I've tried beer and cigarettes. I've even spent the night in jail a time or two. But the best thing in the world is when I dress up like a girl and spend the night in the arms of a man who understands. 'Cause men don't bitch every 28 days. Men don't mind if you show up late. And they don't complain about what you wear. All I really need is a man who cares. Here. Is that too much of a commitment?
No, sir. Bob and Tom 24/7.
Oh,
More power to him. Can you get that?
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, fellas.
Oh, hey, Floyd.
I've enjoyed your colon blasting program.
Oh, good.
Well, it's not us.
Talking about the people doing crazy things. That old boy is claiming he's going to marry Tetris. Reminds me of a fellow semi-truck driver I used to work with. His CB handle was Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
It's been a few years ago. He's all about the video games, and boy, he went nuts being on the road by himself and claimed he wanted to marry Miss Pac-Man.
Oh.
But he didn't go through with it. He got cold feet.
Did he?
He was afraid to walk down the aisle. You want me to tell it again?
That was very good.
Now, Mike, we don't really know much about you.
I think my favorite show right now is The Osbournes on MTV. I feel that's the greatest. Because I was always a big Ozzy fan, like back in the day or whatever.
Black Sabbath?
Sure, yeah, of all the Sabbath albums. But then the show comes out and you see him, and he's, shuffling around and yelling at his kids just like every other dad. Well, it's a little different, Listen, man, Jack, you got to get the trash on the curb by 9 in the morning, man. You'll just sit there, to the next time, the trash people come around. I can't have trash sitting around. He's yelling about trash, man. I can't deal with this,
He's the Prince of Darkness.
I know, yeah. It's like, it's just like, I spent all day cutting out these coupons, man. I'm not spending $5 on, freaking grape nuts,
A thought from Paul Gilmartin.
Down the
7:45 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Crystal Lee has an update on the weather forecast.
Q95, Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Cloudy 53, partly cloudy tonight down to 34, and then some sunshine tomorrow and Friday. High tomorrow, 64 degrees.
Okay, and you heard the man earlier mention something about something that would involve something and maybe $1,000. Am I making
that was
myself clear?
On point.
Okay. Worst ever.
Thank you. Welcome back to the train wreck that is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hello.
A lot of things happening. And
my tummy's a little upset.
Did you drink on an empty stomach?
Well, yeah.
Once again, Chick McGee doing the Advent calendar for the month of April.
If you eat if you have something to eat before a shot, it just cut into your buzz.
Did a shot of, what kind of bourbon was that again?
Horse Soldier.
Oh, the Great Horse Soldier bourbon. Once again, Chick's going to do a shot a day.
The Corona calendar?
That's not happening. Is that happening? I thought we were just having fun.
Of
all the things, they're the tiniest little things take us weeks to get together.
You know what, Chick? You have a shot whenever you want to have a shot.
Thank you, Josh.
You mean like every other day?
Right.
I thought the whole structure of this was...
I didn't know there was a structure.
Am I hallucinating? Were you here when he mentioned the Advent calendar?
Somebody did, yeah. Somebody
but
mentioned it. And
if you want to do a shot a day, that's fine.
Oh, I'm not going to do a shot a day. You can.
Well, I don't want to drink alone. Nobody else.
Wait
Me
a
and my
minute.
good
Excuse
buddy
me.
Wiser.
Excuse me.
I drink alone.
You don't like to drink alone? Really? I'm skeptical. I'm sorry. Where was I?
I wouldn't drink
I
a
know.
glass of water with you. What do you think of that? You know, all irritating, start pontificating.
Well, you know how I
about
look at that?
something.
I see a glass half full of water. Is it half full or half empty? And I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't get to drink it. All I have to do is pay for it. That's how my life works. Let's see. There's Ace Cosby, our engineer. And let's see. In the formerly the Nuremberg room, it's Pat Godwin.
Hi.
Now, Christy is in our performance room,
Yes, sir.
isolated. And they've set you up with these beautiful lights. You look great in there. Now, conversely, Pat Godwin, the way they've lit your room, you look like you're in an OR. About to be.
I feel at home then.
Yes, I was going to say.
he requested that.
I'd like some hospital lights.
There's one guy in there. It's Pat Godwin, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights on him.
Yeah, looks like he's about to have surgery.
I missed one.
He's through glass.
There's Josh over there. And Ace is not just an engineer. Ace is a famous concert goer, famous DJ.
Wow.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Ace has been to
amazing.
more than 200
He
Kiss
attended
concerts. Is that correct?
concerts. Wow.
He's quite a lover, apparently, and when he is ready to make love to his woman, he looks at her and says,
It's time.
I love that. I love that.
And they've been using lemons for a diaphragm.
That
Shouldn't that
is
just be a
wrong.
commercial?
Yes.
It just comes up to Ace, and he's got like a glass with like 4 ice cubes, the clear square
oh,
ones.
man.
And a velour robe.
Little bit of bourbon, and just looks at the camera and goes, "It's time." And it's a commercial for Black Velvet or something. And
Right.
There's some scantily clad blonde behind him going, "Ace, I'm ready. Oh, dear God." Something subtle like that. I'm just saying. Watch me. And Madison Avenue is going to do that commercial. You can thank me. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, Ace is also known for his great voice and his sparkling wit with the Ace Cosby joke of the day.
That joke's educational.
Oh, yeah.
What do musicians call those extra notes they add at the end of songs to stretch them out? Extension cords.
Boy, that really was informational. Yeah.
Like the end of Freebird, you know.
Sure, yeah.
Well, you're not helping trying to explain it. I can tell you that.
All right, now we are worldwide on American Forces Radio, coast to coast on a bunch of great radio stations, and broadcasting during these special times on YouTube. So we're getting a lot of people listening and watching all over the world. Happy to be here. And today is April 1st, so...
Yes.
Rabbit.
My least favorite day. Hey, that news story, is that true? Is it an April Fool? Hate April Fool's Day. And anybody who does an April Fool's joke about the coronavirus deserves to be shot.
Would you say that that's the thing you hate the most?
April
Fool's Day.
Yeah, that. And,
I think it is.
Yeah, I don't like broadcast because every story you do, someone goes, "Is that real? Is that real?"
Have you ever seen the slasher film April Fool's Day?
I don't go to slasher films.
All these it's from the mid '80s. All these people go to a big party, and they're slowly being killed off one by one. All right, and the girl's like, "I can't believe this is happening. All my friends are being killed." And right at the end, she walks into a room, and they're all standing there, and they yell "April Fools," and it ends.
Oh,
The movie ends.
are you serious?
Yes.
I think I want to watch that, even though I know how it ends.
Thank you, Rosebud was the sled.
If you haven't seen April Fool's Day from the '80s, first off, you weren't going to.
Yeah, that's true.
Wouldn't that?
Did it piss you off?
But that,
Yes.
no, but the fact that it's called April Fool's Day, wasn't that in your head the whole time?
It should have been, well, because that's what they think at first. These are just pranks. And then
Yeah.
it should have. Yes, yeah.
Josh and I went to a movie, and I'll never forget this. Lights Out, was that
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And at the end of the movie, Josh stands up, points a finger to the sky, and announces,
That was morally repugnant.
louder than that, in a semi-half full, there were 30 people.
Did people cheer you?
No, I think they disagree with the message of that movie is morally repugnant.
Yeah, it's
We have another request.
Okay.
Let's see. This comes to us from Philip.
Peter Frampton?
No, he wants He has been watching the Netflix series The Crown.
Yeah, good one.
And there's a scene in which apparently Jackie Kennedy is talking to the Queen.
That's right.
Yes, he goes, whenever I hear Jackie talking, all I can think of is Chick McGee doing his famous Jackie Kennedy impression.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do a little
Well,
bit.
of course, Tom. That would
Now, Mrs. Kennedy, when you visited Buckingham Palace,
Yes,
and
of course.
I believe you went to the, you also went to the Tower Bridge, the Tower of London, and you saw the royal jewels there.
Yes, I did. The crown jewels.
Yes, of
They're
course.
actually used to be owned by the monarchy there.
Ah, right. Now, they were gold, were they?
Well, there was a veneer, really.
Oh, for God's sake.
gold.
You bitch. You know what I meant.
Light up a Salem. Was it Salem or Newport's? What did you smoke?
Something menthol.
Okay, now we have some happy stories in the news
Yes, we
to
do.
get away from the corona for a while. We've got a couple of really happy dog stories.
Oh, good.
Yeah. A dog's been delivering groceries to a vulnerable resident in Manitou Springs, Colorado.
I'm already so happy.
Manitou.
Have you seen the video of this?
Manitou Springs. Yeah, Karen Eveleth trained her dog Sundance to help out her neighbor Renee Hellman, who has COPD. Sundance, or Sunny as they call her, fetches Hellman's grocery list every day and later takes the groceries over to Hellman's front door.
COPD is not a cop show in Colorado.
No.
Sorry, back to you.
Eveleth said Sunny has been doing deliveries for a few weeks, and they intend to continue as long as they have to during this
In Colorado.
pandemic.
I have COPD. Where should I move? I know where the air is thinnest.
Yes, Colorado. That's that or Colorado Springs. I'm not sure.
Clean air, maybe.
Except for the mountains.
I'm not sure she's necessarily at a high altitude.
I might go to Nepal for vacation.
About St. Helen, maybe.
Yeah.
Something about the roof of the world. I
It's
guess
a
you can see
happy
everything.
story.
It is,
It's
Sonny.
about the dog, not about the lady with COPD, really.
Well, not for much longer.
Hey.
God, that's,
Tick, tick,
such
tick,
a,
right?
that's such a sweet story.
It is very
Our
sweet.
lady's going home.
None of my dogs could do this. They would whatever it would be, they would immediately dump the backpack off and start eating.
Yes. So does the dog tow a wagon or something?
No, it has I think it just takes the groceries over.
Oh, like in a plastic bag or a bag?
Yeah.
That carries
But there's
it?
also
think it's a bag?
have you
Yeah.
seen there's also the wine dog?
Yeah, Hagerstown, Maryland winery is delivering their wine with the help of a dog. The Stonehouse Urban Winery, owned by Lori Yada and Lori Dixon, offer curbside pickup during coronavirus. Instead of a person bringing wine out to customers, though, Yada's brindle boxer named Soda Pup carries bottles of wine out to the curb.
Pup.
Oh, Soda Pup. Okay.
Yes.
Like the name.
Soda Pup is outfitted with a special backpack that can hold 2 bottles of wine at a time.
Aw.
The winery's 4-legged employee is paid in treats.
Well, I would hope so.
There are a lot of dogs who like jobs that would
That's great.
do things
and
like this.
unlike the the Amazon guy doesn't take a pee on your car tire on the way down the driveway. Well,
not yet.
I would hope.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Although if you hey, listen, they're out there working hard. We appreciate that
Yeah.
very
They
much.
need
If
to
they
do
want
to
to pee
get
on
the
my
package.
car, the wheel of my car in the driveway, feel free.
Man, these good dogs, good doggies.
Yeah.
Wonder if the dog rates the wines. Like wouldn't that be great if a dog that pretentious? you uncork a bottle, the dog looks at you and kind of shakes his head. Really?
Yeah.
That's swill.
Enjoy your cold duck.
You
Amazing
Philistine.
snout.
But the best dog story is coming up. This involves.
Can your dog drive?
This involves a dog literally in the driver's seat of an automobile.
My dog can't drive, but man, she gets in the driver's side.
Love it. Just seeing a dog in the driver's side of a car is
Well,
so
not when the dog's in a car going over 100
Driving.
miles an hour and crashes into 2 other cars. The good news is the dog is okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll find out all about that when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
Hey man, this is Donnie Baker, and this is Bob and Tom 24/7. I swear to God it is. That's like all day and most of the night.
April Fools, everyone. That's right. It is Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. We are here live at the Bob and Tom Show, and our resident geek, Jessica Alsman, will be joining us shortly, as well as our relationship expert, Allie Breen, on the phone. Follow her at Allie Breen to submit your questions for her Ask Allie segment. And who knows, maybe we will be dissecting, making fun of, or helping your relationship coming up right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. President Donald Trump is urging Americans to heed his administration's guidelines for responding to the coronavirus pandemic, calling it, quote, a matter of life and death. The president's warning yesterday came with new projections that there could be 100 to 240,000 deaths in the U.S., even if social distancing guidelines are maintained. Public health officials stressed that that number could be less if we bear down on keeping our distance from one another. Officials believe the nation can do much better than the grim forecast if everyone takes seriously their role in preventing the spread of this disease. Russia has sent a plane load of medical aid to the United States amid the growing pandemic. A military aircraft loaded with medical equipment and masks took off from Moscow early this morning. The delivery follows a phone call between Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump Monday, when the two leaders discussed cooperation in the fight against coronavirus. And while the residents of a town in North Wales continue to practice social distancing in the wake of the outbreak, some animals have decided to fill the void. The man has been posting video clips of a herd of mountain goats that have gathered in the town of Llandudno. The images were taken by Andrew Stewart, a video producer for the Manchester Evening News. The shots of the goats frolicking in the deserted streets have racked up hundreds of thousands of views on Stewart's Twitter feed. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Wow. When we come back, we'll find out about... we got a new story. The headline is Drugs into Butt. Into Butt? Drugs into Butt?
What are you doing?
Where are the drugs?
In God's name are you doing?
Hey, Tom, where are the drugs?
Into Butt?
It's almost like you don't want listeners. Do you even like this show?
You know we hate you.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
There are some things you don't want to say to a naked guy. There are things you never say when a man is nude.
I didn't mean to laugh.
There are some things you don't want to say to a naked guy.
Can you help me find it?
There are things you never say to a naked dude.
Does that thing come with an air?
Hey, 8 o'clock at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. Christy Lee has the forecast.
Q95, Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Mostly cloudy with a high of 53. Partly cloudy tomorrow and Friday. High tomorrow 64. High 67 on Friday. 40 right now.
Okay, so some pretty good-looking days. Get outside and do your dog walking, your running, anything to get out of the house for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Change the oil and
Change the oil?
lawnmower.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Clean your gutters.
Yeah.
Had the lawn mowed this week
just
already.
Oh, God, my next-door neighbor is a lawn queer. This guy, just like...
Homo for his lawn, huh?
Every lawn.
We saying that now?
That's not...
Oh, hang on. Tom has this update.
Fortunately, I ate these greasy chips. Now my fingers are all greasy.
Yes, sir.
I think we're going to have some of the best-looking lawns in years.
Yeah, mine look great.
Yeah? Okay, well,
Yeah.
if my dogs would stop digging.
Oh, do you have diggers?
Talking to you, Winnie.
Did you
Boy,
say
Winnie's just a troublemaker, isn't she?
your dog's a digger, huh?
You know something
Christy started it.
Well, that's...
Christy? Now, you'd never been injured at work, but let's just say you were injured at work.
Let's just say you ran out into traffic.
Do you know what
because
to
you
do?
Had it.
Yeah, I just reached for a hammer. Too.
Hammer's no good.
Sorry, I meant to hit the...
They're good for nails, though. Not work
Oh.
injuries. I mean, my
What
God.
about call someone? It says it's easy.
Christy, look, you're going to keep... getting shocked if you answer so foolishly.
Okay.
Okay, what's my case worth?
Oh, to find out what your case is worth, you need a work injury lawyer, and Tom is here to tell us all about the work injury lawyers that we love the most.
Of course, I'm talking about Glitko and Daly.
Hey!
Our friends at Glitko and Daly know what's going on. They're OSHA trained, of course, and they're ready to help you. In fact, it's easy to find them because you just go to IndianaWorkers.com. That's Glitko and Daly. They are the work injury lawyers, and they always have the right answer because they go to work when you can't. So if you're injured at work, Glitko and Daly. That's the place to go. Once again, and you don't have to spell Glitko or Daly, as I've said many times. IndianaWorkers.com. That's Glitko and Daly. Now,
Indiana workers want me, and I can't go back there.
yeah, why don't you work on that jingle? Maybe at home.
Ready?
Work on that thing. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Happy to be here on this, the 1st of April, 2020. In the big room here, more than 10 feet apart. If we were sitting in a giant clock, Chick McGee is at noon, I'm at 6. Josh Arnold is at about 2:45.
My goal weight.
Ace.
All right, sir.
Ace is about, where are you, about 9:30 over there? So if you're,
9.5.
If you draw that chart out, you'll see that I'm the farthest away from everybody.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Christy is in a different clock.
Yeah, I'm in my own clock.
She's
all by myself.
She has her own special clock.
She's
Yes.
clock blocked over there.
There it is.
Over there in the
It's fine with
formerly
me.
the performance studio. Now it's just Christy in there.
The Navy Federal Credit Union news studio.
And their voice you're hearing is
How
that
about a suite? Can we call it a suite?
It's a big suite, yeah.
It's kind of a suite. And then we have Mr. Godwin in what was formerly known as the Nuremberg Room.
Boy, he got corrected on that. He's never said it more. Huh?
Yeah, right.
Just
He
made it
loves
worse.
He thinks it's funny.
Could call it the comedy
Hardy,
closet.
har.
It's accurate.
No, it's not.
Well, I mean, and with respect to formerly being called the Nuremberg Room, if you want to get into the details that we were correct on.
Yeah,
maybe
to be accurate. Yeah, you want to get into
correct. Let's see, where were we? I know. We were at the news desk talking about dogs.
Yes.
We had a couple sweet stories, a dog delivering wine to cars as they pull up to a liquor store. And then there was the dog delivering groceries to a lady who has some illnesses. And
can't get out of the house,
and
right?
doesn't want to have any human contacts. A little doggy going over there. That's so sweet. And we have this one.
A man arrested Sunday after leading troopers on a high-speed chase. A spokeswoman for the Washington State Patrol said the man's dog was sitting in the driver's seat during the chase.
Is that right?
The suspect's vehicle hit two cars on separate occasions, leading state troopers on the chase up I-5. One of the troopers attempted to corner the suspect's car, looked inside, and realized a pit bull was sitting in the driver's seat while the suspect steered. Eventually, troopers were able to use spike strips to end this pursuit. During the arrest, the suspect gave them an explanation. He said that he was, quote, trying to teach his dog how to drive.
Okay.
As for the dog, police say that she's a very sweet girl. She's been taken to an animal shelter. Police charged the man with reckless endangerment, hit and run, driving under the influence, and felony eluding, and is taken once again. The animal was taken to the shelter.
And this is a real story.
Felony eluding.
If you want to see the photograph of this guy's car being towed out of the ditch.
Man.
Under the what is under the influence of what?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
How insane would that be? You're going 100 miles an hour. You're not even in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you driving with your left foot and?
Yeah, you could have your left foot on the gas, steering with your left hand, and the dog sitting in the driver's seat.
I wonder what he
Are you
was.
paying attention?
You haven't been drinking, have you?
That's true.
Yeah, the dog was arrested because his tags were expired.
That makes sense.
Yeah, this story is incredible.
Man,
what an idiot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the dog was sober, so
Good.
yeah, this is the same guy that probably blamed his dog for eating his homework back when he was a kid. So that's our sweet.
Oh, we have a sweet story, too.
Oh, what's
Another
that?
one. A zoo in Belgium has been sharing photos of its orangutans playing with otters. According to the spokesman for the Paridaza Zoo, the orangutans need to be challenged and kept busy mentally, emotionally, and physically at all times. So as part of their program, they allow a family of Asian small-clawed otters to live in the river that runs through the orangutan enclosure.
Only 19 have been drowned so far.
That's the classic Asian small-clawed otter.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. I think you'll notice it by the smaller claws that it has.
The spokesman Matthew Godefroy said the otters really enjoy getting out of the water on the orangutan island to go and play with their big furry friends.
Until one snaps one's neck.
No, he's not going to do that.
Until one of them starts doing a little bit of mice and men.
Exactly. Keep looking for the rabbits. Yeah.
Yeah, George. I love the otters, George.
Oh. Well, this one's. I'm going to need another one.
Whoops.
The otters are fine. The orangutans love them.
Sounds like something from Tiger King.
Yeah.
Where he's got the animals.
Yeah, we put them all in the same cage.
It's really quite cute to follow a lot of these zoos on social media right now because obviously they're not open to the public, so they're allowing the animals access to parts of the zoo they would never allow.
Like they're all riding on a train.
Penguins.
Monorail's amazing.
Yes. Penguins are out and about.
The penguins walked around Shed Aquarium.
Yes.
People lost their minds.
Yeah. And they are letting the sea lions out, and it's kind of fun.
Why don't they do this for prisons? Like see the inmates.
What?
They are, yeah.
Yeah, there's a webcam. How about that? See them walking around. If you're going to watch a zoo, why not?
That would probably violate several dozen
rights?
civil
Well, that's
rights
right. The
laws.
animals are free to go. You're right. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
that is cute, Christy. I love that stuff.
So the orangutans are. Did they pick up the otters and like throw them around?
They
or?
don't throw them
They
around.
pick up the otters and throw them around. All right, who's up for some otter ball? Let's go.
Because otters, of course, are often called river monkeys. I don't know.
What?
Never mind. I just made that up. I don't think they really called that. Okay. Now, coming up, we're going to be talking with Allie Breen, who's on lockdown in New York City in her small
Oh, that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that's the roughest part right now in the world, and to be locked in a small apartment. Yick.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's going on with Allie. She'll be answering your questions about romance and love. And Pat, you actually have a new song.
Oh, I have a friend that wants to sing something.
Oh, really?
I don't know how he got a flight over here, but... Hey, grazie!
Oh, my goodness.
Hello, I'm Infecto Quarantino.
Oh, hi, Infecto.
No, I did not know Senor Quarantino was here. I
got something special for you, Tommy. You ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, when I was a boy, just about 10, Mama used to say, wash your hands again. Don't pick your nose or you'll get a cold. Don't rub your eyes. Mama had some good advice.
Yeah.
Boy, I got sick. Mama was right. Stay home from school, coughing all the night. Now I'm a grown man, home all the day. Mama's on the phone, and I hear her say, you know what she say, Tommy?
No.
Oh, what's the matter, you? Did you wash your hands? Have you seen the news? It's like that book, The Stand. It's not so bad. Shelter in place, and don't touch your face.
Oh.
Mama says, don't touch your face. Hey, goodbye, everybody.
See you,
Infecto Quarantino. Don't touch your face.
Don't touch your face.
That is some rock solid good news. We have had some requests for some really obscure stuff.
All right.
And this is unbelievably obscure. I'll need a little bit of background here. Are you familiar with the actor Eric Braeden?
Eric Braeden. Was he the Young and the Restless guy?
He plays, what's his
John Jacob Astor
he's like
in the Titanic, right?
He's the patriarch on Young and the Restless, and I forget his name. But he always gets in a fight with Jack Abbott, which is Peter Bergman. I forget.
Yeah, and he's
Victor Newman.
Victor Newman.
Yes,
very good.
and he's in Titanic. He plays. Doesn't he play John Jacob Astor?
I think he does.
Yes.
He wears a big tall hat.
He was in here.
Yes, he was.
He's a really cool guy.
Great voice.
Really nice, and made the mistake of agreeing to
Actually, listen to me. Listen to what I'm going to tell you. He was in the TV series Rat Patrol back in the early 60s with Chris George, but he used his real name Hans Gutgast.
Ooh.
Really?
What's his Victor Newman? What's his name?
How do you
Eric
s-
Brayton.
How do you spell
Eric
that last name?
German.
Okay.
Hans Gutgast.
Leave it right there. I got the signal from him.
Yes.
So Richard Bowden was in here. And there was a classic Pinkerton Bowden song.
This is a wonderful request.
About love gone wrong.
We haven't heard this in a long time.
And it's a confusing world out there, kids.
Yes.
Who knows what's happening? Whatever you love, whoever you want. But this is what that's about. And this is actually Mr. Eric Braden. Very obscure, but thank you for this request. And you can be the judge of this. Some may find this offensive, but that's because they're of small minds. Okay, here we go.
So we're going to do a dramatic reading of Since My Baby Turned Gay?
That's right.
Oh, this will work.
My whole world has gone downhill since my baby turned gay. Everything was fine until she went the other way. I don't eat like I know I should. I don't enjoy my livelihood. And nothing don't taste as good since my baby turned gay. I gave my heart to her and then my baby went away. She ran off with a truck driver, name of Lucy May. My pride shattered and my ego shrunk. All I want to do is get sloppy drunk. I never ever would have thunk that my baby turned gay. My centerfold done hit the road. Woe is me, it's a cruel world. 'Cause I'm a fool for girls, and so is she. I wash my own laundry now, cook my own greasy chow, sit alone and wonder how come my baby turned gay.
That was great.
Oh, man. Beautifully done.
And you're not doing commercials? Come on.
You and I should go on the road.
Yeah, I think you should.
Flash that right up.
Yeah, Richard Bowden and Eric Braden. That's a one-time only performance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah.
You won't be seeing that again.
What is that other country song? I love that. All my exes live in Texas.
Yeah.
Sure.
I love that song. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, well, all my exes are infested. That's why I wash my shorts in kerosene.
That's a different version, Eric.
The great Richard Bowden and Eric Braden doing Since My Baby Turned Gay. Wow, that's obscure.
What was Eric Braden doing in here?
Who knows?
I don't know why he was in town. He was,
He was here for something.
Oh, cool.
And but he was really funny.
Yeah, that's
That was
awesome.
great.
And he was like a German bodybuilder
Yes.
when he got into
handsome
acting.
man.
He's also one of the.
Very.
He's in one of the Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh.
When Zira accidentally tells Congress that she dissects humans. I think that's
coming up, we're going to check in with Allie Breen, comedian, and I think we're going to talk with Jessica Alsman from our staff, and she's holed up, I guess, just Jessica and her man
Yeah, I guess. Her and Donnie.
somewhere.
And their cat.
Oh.
I'm
Do
saying.
you wave at each other from the back door?
We
What,
You
you
should
mean the back
explain
door
that.
of your house?
Your house
There's
is-
a mirror in front of us.
Oh, you guys.
You said back door, wasn't us.
That's what you
They
said.
have back doors that face each other.
Of course, we share a
Freak.
backyard.
Freak.
Our backyards butt up against each other.
But.
Yeah, oh yeah. We go.
But.
Yeah, if we see each other, we'll wave.
Okay, very good. Can she see you behind the telescope?
Put that thing away, Arnold. I hear that a lot.
That'll be coming up. We'll find out what's going on. A lot of people just living just them and their mate.
Yeah,
that's it.
Mine,
Nine months from now, they're going to be a lot of babies and probably a lot of divorces.
Yeah, maybe
that's probably true.
Has anyone perfected the online divorce yet? Is that going to be a thing?
Is that a thing? Can you do that?
Probably is. Boy, if it's not, it should be.
Yeah,
Probably a fair amount of bodies found in deep freezers, huh?
Oh.
I don't know what I would have paid for an online divorce.
But now I want to remind you that we had a little message from our friends at Napa. Napa cares about the communities across America that they're part of, and that's why they're doing their best right now to help serve every driver at Napa Auto Parts stores and auto care centers and at NapaOnline.com. Got to keep that vehicle running for those occasional runs to the store. Very important. That's where Napa steps in. So if you need to get to the store, you're on your way to work, if you're one of those that are able to work, and you want to get there and get home safely, Napa here to provide quality parts and superior service to everybody on the road. They've been our friends for years. NapaOnline.com or your Napa Auto Parts Store or Napa Auto Care Center. You got to keep your wheels working. That's Napa. They've got something we call Napa Know-How. When we come back, we have really interesting news about a guy that's been on the run for a long time. They caught him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a big story. Of course, I'm talking about
The Fugitive. A QM production.
Make it stop.
Starring a flasher.
Oh.
Well, when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. This is Bob and Tom's program 24/7.
Hey, don't forget about the You Guys Rock sweatshirt at bobandtomstore.com. Still on the shelves, waiting for a home. Maybe it can be with you. Just go to bobandtomstore.com. Always open, never closes. Click on hoodies and tees to order this vintage sweatshirt. Bob and Tom, You Guys Rock. Don't forget about the great hats and T-shirts. My son loves the Bob and Tom camo hat. He was just wearing it the other day around the house because, really, he's always around the house. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. The Elton John-led Starry benefit concert that featured Billie Eilish, Mariah Carey, Alicia Keys, and a lot more Sunday raised nearly $8 million to battle the coronavirus. The musicians performed from their homes for the hour-long event. It aired on Fox and iHeartMedia radio stations. The money will go to Feeding America and First Responders Children's Foundation. The Country Music Association will not have its annual CMA Fest this year. The event draws thousands of country music fans every year. It had been held for more than 40 years in June and featured several stages over a 4-day weekend. A statement posted on the CMA Fest website yesterday said those who purchased passes for this year can use them for next year's festival in 2021 or request a refund. And the COVID-19 outbreak has been a boon for TV networks, as you can imagine. Instead of viewers being free to wheel about to work or shop, they've been watching television. The game show Let's Make a Deal posted record numbers, and the audience for The Price is Right, the biggest in 4 years. Meanwhile, millions staying home from work and school drove up ratings for the Dick Wolf drama trilogy on NBC, with Chicago Fire, Med, and PD posting higher numbers than they have in years. And that's your entertainment news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hi, this is Bob. And this is Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
24/7.
Dear Penthouse, I'm a freshman at a small Midwestern university. And I never thought something like this could happen to me. When my teacher with the dynamite asked me to stay after class, and she started to undress, I can't forget the statement she made. If you drop your pants, I'll raise your grade. Dear Penthouse, I'm a seaman first class at an overseas naval base. It's been 7 long months since I've seen a woman's face. When I saw your recent issue, I took a box of Kleenex tissue and I locked the barracks door. Thanks to you, I've gotten a grip. Please excuse my jerky penmanship. I've read every issue since 1974. The first 2 years behind the bathroom door. I poured through every penthouse I could find. Even though my mom said I'd go blind.
Dear Penthouse, doing sports on the radio has always been my job. I've never wanted a man until I noticed Bob.
we're close, I start to perspire. His little bun set my loins on fire. And I dream about the day he'll say, "Chick, let's get undressed." Name and address withheld upon request.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
I got one of those.
Yeah.
You know, the calls on the phone. The guy's selling you something or trying to get donation.
Right.
He actually used this word. Is this the man of the house? Is this 1952? Yes, it is the man of the house. I'm lounging on the divan with a highball. Why do you insist on calling during Edward R. Murrow? Furious.
Come on.
So I'm working on it. My wife said you learn a lot about yourself if you keep a diary. And that is so true. I've learned my life is brimming over with really boring activities.
8:22 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy Lee has an update in the forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Cloudy and 53, sun and clouds tomorrow 64, partly cloudy 67 Friday, 41 now.
Keep listening for your shot at $1,000. Love to help you pay some bills. That'll be coming up at some point fairly soon, I think, and be listening throughout the day. We've got also the Bob and Tom after party coming up at 10 o'clock with some great music, so hang out at Q95 all day with us. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Happy to be here. Today is the 1st of April, 2020, in the quarantine room. Once again with Josh, Chick, yours truly, Tom, and Ace in the big room. Keeping our social distance. Christy Lee, of course, in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom now, formerly our performance room. It's where the bands all go.
Yep.
No, it's just little Christy in there.
Apropos that I'd be here, following the bands everywhere.
And then the closet-like space where Mr. Godwin is ensconced.
In the hot box over here.
In the closet with Pat Godwin.
That's right.
I knew new little segment on the show.
I knew it.
Yep.
Wow. Welcome back to the program. Thanks very much for joining us. And we are indeed worldwide on American Forces Radio, coast to coast on a bunch of radio stations, and
I have another request for
worldwide on YouTube. Yes, sir.
I have a request for one of my impressions. If Chick's going to take impression requests, he has to do his best of all. Ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Oh, I am Tommy's housekeeper, Paula.
Oh, hi. Nice to see you, Paul.
Yes. Last night I was giving Tommy a shower.
Oh, yeah.
And I noticed he was getting too big to shower.
None of this ever happened.
He had what we call in Germany a Frauenstock. Yes.
That is the Harry Zeppelin.
Good boy, Tommy. I will come in.
Paula.
I took you in if you took me in.
Oh,
Paula, when Tom was young, was he as neat as he is today?
Oh, my goodness, yes. He was an insane little boy even then.
Oh, yeah.
He would have his puppets talk.
Now, I believe we have hooked up with Jessica Alsman from our staff.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi, Jessica.
Okay?
Yes, Alsy. Good to see you.
Exciting.
We can see you on the
I'm
screen.
in a box.
So now, are you at home?
I am. I'm in one of the bedrooms.
Home sheltering. Now, is that a window behind you?
It is.
Now, is that if you open that window, can you see Josh's house?
No, I'm on the other side.
Okay.
Ah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't recognize those curtains.
And you're living there with your paramour?
Yes, my boo thing.
Donald.
I guess.
Yeah.
Your
Donnie.
boo
Backing up, are you?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, hold it. Tom has never heard the phrase boo thang. I can tell.
That's what you call him, your boo thing?
Yeah. After a while, boyfriend, girlfriend gets old, so he's my boo thing.
I like it.
Nice guy.
Is Donnie home with you now?
Yeah, is he essential?
He is asleep. And I asked him, I was like, you should try to jump on with me. And he goes, oh, now I have to go to work. So I think he's avoiding any possible questions.
We know that's a lie because he works retail. And,
No, he is an essential employee right now.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
He probably shouldn't be going in. They haven't changed the hours at all. I don't know. So
I think
it's essential if your washer and dryer go out.
Yeah, he works in the appliance industry, and
Right.
Christy and I have a bet as to which major appliance is going to go out first.
Yep.
He was talking about that last night.
He runs Crazy Donald.
Honestly,
his prices can't get any lower.
It's Crazy Donnie's.
Crazy Donnie.
Crazy Donnie's.
What is he saying is maybe a top seller in the last couple weeks, or what are people most concerned with?
Oh, everybody wanted those chest freezers.
That's for
They
the
were able to
bodies.
get
That's so
them
when
in.
they kill their spouse, they can freeze it. I think Josh pointed that out just a few minutes ago.
We'll put that extra freezer to use.
We got one, though, and then I got to order the Omaha steaks, so it's already loaded up with a bunch of meat.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm not leaving the house. I don't need to. I
Now,
can
are
do
you a
everything from
cook?
right here.
You
No.
cook? No?
But Donnie is. He's really good. I can microwave the crap out of some food, though.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're good with the leftovers.
Yes, I can. Your frozen meals all day.
Now, before you did this broadcast, since you knew you were going to be on our television feed, which is going worldwide, did you do any special preparation?
I took Chick's advice from that list. I
There you
put the
go.
camera far enough away, did my eyebrows and cheeks, and waist down. It doesn't matter, though, right? So
does that mean you're not wearing
You're not wearing
pants?
pants? That's what I was going to say.
I'm wearing pants-ish.
Pajama pants?
You know what?
Yeah.
Okay.
The imagination sure is a
I
wonderful
like
thing.
these words. I'm running pants-ish and what was it, brofo? What do you call them again?
No, boo thing.
Boo thing.
Boo thing.
Well, first of all, that's boo-foo. I think what you're trying to...
I don't
what
know.
they do is up to them.
Brofo has to be a thing now.
Yeah, brofo.
Because we know it rhymes with mofo.
Yeah, ask Al Jackson about that tomorrow.
Hey, brofo.
I think Tom invented something that will be in the vernacular.
Love it.
Brofo.
That sounds more incestuous than I think we'd like.
Yeah.
I think that's...
It does.
Well,
Yeah.
or that's what
Yeah.
Chelsea Peretti calls Jordan Peele.
Yeah,
He's
maybe
my brofo.
Angelina Jolie's a brofo.
Okay, there you go.
Rumored.
All right. Okay. Now, let's see. Where were we? Christy Lee, once again, across
Yes.
the way. Do you want to share some news with us? Do we have anything of a happy nature going on out there?
Oh, happy. Let's see. I wasn't going to do happy. This is kind of cute.
Okay.
A herd of goats have overrun a town in Wales. In this town of 15,000 residents, because of the coronavirus lockdown, all of the stores, businesses, and clubs have been closed, and the citizens are indoors, of course, keeping their social distance. However, taking advantage of the deserted streets is a posse of great Omre goats that has moved into town and running amok. The great Orme goats have been eating hedges, trespassing through gardens, and roaming the empty streets of the town Llandilo. The animals, which live in the North Wales Mountains, are known vandals in the area. Authorities are said to be working to herd the goats out of town as we speak.
Do they eat the garbage? I mean, isn't that kind of a good thing?
I don't know if they eat the garbage, but they certainly are tearing up gardens.
Wow. Weird.
Do they? I'm sort of imagining them emerging like the Munchkins in The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah, behind bushes.
Slowly, yeah.
That great scene.
Oh, yeah. Creepy, yeah.
Creepy.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It was creepy when we were kids, don't you think?
Still is.
Oh, Jesus, what are all these midgets doing?
They're bitty brofo.
Where do they hide these people?
That's what they said back then. Is what I'm, yeah, I would never use it.
One of the greatest movies ever made.
Oh, I would agree.
I'm still terrified by the trees when they start talking.
I agree with you. That's the scariest
And the
part.
flying
Well
monkeys
done,
were
yeah.
Throwing apples.
Yeah, there's a guy right down the street from here that has those things in his trees.
Yes.
The faces?
Yeah, you drive by.
What are you talking? Faces and trees.
Yeah, you haven't seen them on the
those?
trunks?
It's almost like a Mr. Potato Head
Yeah.
face kit that you can put on your tree.
Yes.
Well, that's psychotic. It is. That's nuts.
You've never seen them? I guess you drive them
No.
from the other way.
And I can't imagine it's good for the tree.
Of course not. It kills the tree
I
eventually.
don't think. I think it just
Driving
sticks on, doesn't it?
Nails it to it or whatever.
Okay. Now,
It's great during Halloween, though.
Oh, okay, yeah, you got your
You can do the
trees.
glow-in-the-dark faces.
I want to remind everybody that today is actually, for real, Haywood Banks' birthday. So
Happy
Mr.
birthday.
Mr. Banks is celebrating by doing a Facebook Live event.
We should toast him. You see, he's most famous for it.
We have
back to
fun.
you.
We'll be right back. Oh, no, wait a minute. We're still here.
It'll be Eastern Daylight Time this evening, 5 o'clock. Haywood's going to do a live thing on Facebook Live. So, of course, hence the name. You can watch Mr. Banks and make requests, et cetera, in his various social media platforms. Haywood is Heywood. And we'll get a little Haywood on here for you in just a second. He hails from the state of Michigan.
Correct.
And Michigan in the news today because they have finally caught a famous fugitive.
With Guest stars
Dabney Coleman.
Another some pervert.
And Rue
also
McClanahan.
starring Barry Morse as Lieutenant Gerard.
Okay, thank you very much.
A Michigan man could face life in prison after admitting to cops he's the notorious Cascade Flasher, a serial perv who's been on the loose for decades.
A serial perv.
Who's writing this?
Somehow, I don't think Lester Holt's going to say serial perv tonight.
I hope he
It
does.
was actually written serial pervert. I kind of added.
Oh, very
what you
good.
did with it.
Kent County deputies spotted Stephen Todd Pasteur Wednesday as he stood naked from the waist down outside an apartment building
You
and
like it?
peeped in a window.
Like what you see.
Cops followed Mr. Pasteur, 54 of Grand Rapids, and arrested him at a nearby parking lot where, still half nude, he began strolling toward I-96.
My wiener's out.
Just the good half. That's the good half. I'm half doing the good
It's
half.
cascading everywhere.
Deputy Paul Van Ree stated that Mr. Pasteur admitted to the repeated offenses dating back to the late 1990s. Wow.
That's a long time to be a flasher.
I remember when I read that the cops said you're obviously crazy, and the guy said, "How do you know that?" And he said, "Oh, clearly I can see you're nuts."
That's right.
Well, in the 90s, wow. I mean, so he started flashing when, I guess, Detroit Piston Bill Lambier was the best-known dick in Michigan.
You might want to do a little Googling on that one, but yeah, that's valid.
Is that too obscure? A little
obscure, but yeah.
Detroit Pistons joke.
Detroit Pistons.
If only we had a trivia.
Former champs of basketball.
Hey, Dean, can you grab the Detroit
so
Pistons?
many
Let's hear the
I
real
can
thing.
list them all.
Hold it. We're going to play we can play the actual song if we're going to do that. By the way, the Cascade Flasher, not a really scary.
Where did Cascade come from?
Yeah, he covers himself in dishwashing.
I was going to say.
Yeah, God wouldn't beat me to it.
Did you hear about the one testicle guy that was a flasher?
No.
They called him the Unabomber.
You know his favorite pen?
No, what?
Uniball.
Isn't there a song with Johnny was a one-balled man?
Oh,
Off
yeah,
to the
yeah.
rodeo.
Okay, here we go. Let's since there is no basketball right now, and you're missing it, just get your mind in the era of the Detroit Pistons when they were great, and sing along with Mr. Tim Cavanaugh.
The Detroit Pistons, former champs of basketball. I have so many souvenirs, it's hard to list them all. I have piston pants, I have piston shorts, I have piston beer mugs. Sometimes people don't even notice. I have piston ashtrays, I have piston shoes, I have piston basketballs. When I dribble, they do too.
Little Timmy Cavanaugh in the classic.
So good.
And speaking of requests, I'm getting a lot of requests for this. Of course, I'm talking.
You're a dirty liar.
Yes,
You are getting requests.
Stacks and stacks. They want to hear more Burt Camp.
No, they
No, they don't.
No, that's not what we're seeing.
No. We had gone all morning.
There's a live chat that goes on during the show, and I think everyone has said stop.
Is that what they're saying?
How can you not like this happy music?
I find a
agree.
way. I find.
You know
a
what,
way.
Jess? Sometimes the people don't know what they want.
Yeah,
Yes.
you gotta give it to them.
They want to see
tell them what
Josh
they
doing a
want.
little dance.
They gotta just shove it down their throats
A little bird
sometime.
camper. I tell you what we're doing right now, since we mentioned that Haywood Banks is doing his Facebook Live this evening at 5 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. You can watch that anywhere you are in the world. I thought we'd play a classic Haywood song. This is a great song about anthropomorphizing for things.
One of my favorite songs.
About animals and
Yes.
how we make them seem like humans to us. And this is what happens when the cartoon ends. recorded live, and a little tribute to the cartoon animals. Thank you, Haywood. Once again, happy birthday to Mr. Banks. Facebook Live this afternoon if it happens to be afternoon where you are, 5 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time for Haywood Banks. Now, whatever time it is, you got to protect your stuff. And Mr. McGee brought this to my attention several years ago.
Has there ever been a more important sentence than this one? Are you ready?
Okay.
With all the uncertainty in the world, feeling safe at home has never been more important.
Yeah.
Simply Safe is the way to do it. It's the do-it-yourself home security system with magnets and wireless technology. You install it, you set it up, you call the monitoring station, and you're on down the road with a safe. You can have a compound of your very own. Safe and secure. Simply Safe makes it easy to finally get comprehensive protection for your home. No technician or salesperson wandering around your house wondering, what's that?
You like my butt crack?
How much that cost? Well, that's
Can I rub my boogers all over your wall?
Is that all right with you?
Simply Safe, by the way, Tom, is now booger-free. That's right.
Oh, good.
You order it online. It comes to your house. You set it up in under an hour. I say under a half hour. And your home is protected 24/7 with emergency dispatch.
Under a half hour is under an hour.
Under an hour, 30 minutes.
And it'd be your own boogers since you put it up yourself.
All right. See,
Again, they're booger-free, Christy. You're not really helping.
Just $1 a day. We're not only fans of Simply Safe. You know, U.S. News and World Report say in Simply Safe, the best overall home security of 2020. And right now, when you head to simplysafetom.com, our listeners get free shipping and a 60-day risk-free trial.
Shouldn't it be Chick? You're doing the ad.
Yeah, you would think.
Oh, what are you doing?
SimplySafeTom.com to make sure, Tom.com rhymes, and make sure they know that our show us some love. SimplySafeTom.com from Simply Safe and all of us here. Be safe, be healthy.
Yes.
And get your house protected. Your compound.
You can show us your new fence. With your Simply Safe right on your phone.
Wait, I'll have to turn a camera around, even though I have 6 cameras. I'm thinking of getting that 7th camera, though.
Oh.
Yeah, so I can see the fence all the time. I'm very excited.
Okay, that's very nice. Thank you very Simply Safe. When we come back, we have interesting news from the world of electricity.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
This involves pigeons and this sound.
All right.
In the name of the Lord, though.
Okay.
That makes it okay.
Yeah, that makes it okay, right? Okay, good. Okay, this is the Bob and Tom Show.
You can find us on Twitter at Bob and Tom, or you can email us at bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Bob and Tom 24/7.
Jessica Alsman and Allie Breen on the way right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Thanks so much for joining us on a Wednesday, hump day, and it's April Fool's Day. Tom hates April Fool's jokes, so we won't be pulling any pranks on him here today. You know why? Tom writes our checks. More coming up on Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. China's government has ordered all major sports events to remain suspended because of the virus outbreak, meaning the country's basketball league will have to push back their planned restart. The CBA had hoped to resume play in mid-April, but was denied government approval to do so. Kevin Durant and Trae Young will lead a 16-player field of NBA players in an NBA 2K20 tournament airing on ESPN. The NBA, the Players Association, and 2K announced the NBA Players Tournament. It starts this Friday, and the winner of the week-long competition will receive a $100,000 donation to a coronavirus-related relief effort of their choice. And in the NFL, team owners have voted to expand the playoffs by one team in each conference for the upcoming season. During a conference call to discuss league business after the annual meetings were canceled because of the virus, the owners also awarded one of those extra games to CBS and one to NBC. Only the teams with the best record in the AFC and NFC will get a bye under the new format. The top two teams skipped Wild Card Weekend in the past. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Hey, man, this is Donnie Baker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I got home and the door was locked, and I tried to ring the bell. I found a little bitty note that she had wrote telling me to go to hell. I crawled in the window, I got inside, she kicked me in the balls and then I cried. Called me a name, said I lied, kicked me again and I thought I died. Took my clothes, set them on fire and hit me with her curling iron. I tried to block it with my watch and then she kicked me in the crotch again. Yeah, today's the day my wife met my girlfriend. Well, I tried to tell her, but she didn't care. Things weren't what they seemed. She had a pan on the stove full of boiling water, and my nads would soon be steamed. I tried to run, scream for help. She hit me in the nerds with the rhinestone belt. It was like nothing that I ever felt. I thank God I wasn't wearing a kilt. She grabbed a bat from beneath the bed. She swung it once and then she missed my head. She reared back, swung it again, and then she hit me in the twins again. Yeah, today's the day my wife met my girlfriend. Yeah, today's that awful day. Hey, my boys won't be the same. Yeah, today's the day my wife met my girlfriend.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Not on air, online, all the time.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Hi, who's this?
We'll go with Kevin.
Okay, Kevin.
All right,
We'll-
Kevin.
We'll accept that.
About a month and a half ago, my fiance walked in and found me looking at some adult entertainment on the laptop.
Yep.
I picked up the laptop and chucked it at me. Ooh. My cat-like reflexes, I moved. A brand new flat screen TV took it right through the middle of it.
Oh, man. Wow, I guess there's no more solo work by... wow.
Well, yeah, I should just take it in the face because then I could at least watch the DVDs I had.
But
that's
broken eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, take it. Yeah.
It's easier to replace the TV than it is your face.
A broken nose will heal. But you could never find another flat screen TV. They quit making them, right?
If your testicles are giving you trouble and you want to get them going on the double, when your back's to the wall, who you gonna call? Paul and Storm, the D-ballers. All we need is some ice and a saw and a thread and needle to help you say goodbye to Tweedledum and Tweedledeedle. A tisket, a tasket.
No more eggs in the basket.
Hey, 8:45 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Let's get an update on a pretty good weather forecast from Christy Lee.
We're getting better. Q95, Fox 59 weather. Cloudy skies again today. Pretty much the same as yesterday. High around 55. And then tonight, partly cloudy, 34. But tomorrow we warm up to 64 degrees with sunshine. And then sunshine on Friday, 67.
Oh,
pushing
how nice.
70. Right now, 41.
Okay, so we get a little outdoor action in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go play with the dogs outside. Throw the tennis ball.
Woof.
I think my dogs have had enough.
Are they sick of you?
Think how your kids feel.
I can only imagine.
Think how we feel.
Yeah, okay.
Might be a bounce house weekend for you, Tom.
Oh, inflate the bounce house. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that for sure.
But you know what? Just to be on the safe side, you probably want to sanitary, wipe that thing down on the inside.
No, it's fine. It's
you don't know, man.
Better safe than sorry.
Filthy bounce house. You got to get your Clorox wipes in there. It'll take you about 6 days to do it. But I still say you should probably.
No one's been in that thing for a while, so we'll break that out. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks very much for joining us. Once again, we're worldwide, doing a special YouTube edition of the show, getting an email from everywhere. Some of it kind of informational.
Yeah. Do we have some information?
Yeah, before I do that, I'll say who's who. Ace Cosby, the proprietor of the Ace Cosby Joke of the Day, is our engineer. Here in the big room, the Bob and Tom studio, so we're keeping our distance in alignment with suggestions by the Center for Disease Control.
Yes.
So we are sheltering in place here with Josh, Chick, and Ace, and me. And this is Tom in this room. And then in the other little room over there, we have Mr. Godwin behind the glass. Hey, Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Christy Lee is in her own special suite.
Thank you.
The Navy Federal Credit Union news
Happy
room.
to be here.
And then I forgot, we have Jessica Alsman. This is weird because you can hear her, but she's on a little TV
It's
over
fitting.
there.
Hello.
Hi. Hey. You look like you're being held prisoner. Is this how
That's usually how I look. I'm enjoying this quarantine.
contemporary kidnapping will be done? Will be
proof of life will be on a video camera?
Yeah. Someone on camera. Okay, good. As I was mentioning, we're hearing from all over the place. This one comes to us, I was not aware of this, from the ice cream capital of the world.
Where's that?
I didn't know there was one.
Lamars, Iowa.
Oh, I want to live there.
Why have I not been there?
Yeah.
I love ice cream.
Ice cream sales are way up.
Way up.
Everyone is pulling 12-hour shifts.
I know Josh used
where Jason works.
You scream and ice cream.
We all
We all scream for ice cream. The case was bare the other day at the store. I am not joking.
Oh, the ice cream case?
Absolutely bare.
Even the crappy flavors?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the only thing left was the dairy free, and I
like cherry cordial mint or something. Who eats cherry cordial mint ice cream?
I don't know.
Stop it.
That's a thing.
I don't know. I'm making it up.
Now, Christy, if you were to get the so-called Neapolitan,
yes,
the strawberry chocolate vanilla combination,
Chalk Van Straw.
What order do you eat it in, Chick?
Chocolate. Well, I like strawberry though.
Me too. It's my favorite.
I have a little something. I have all three in each bowl.
Okay, that's probably how you should eat it.
I think
the inventor of Neapolitan would say, I want all three flavors at once. Yeah.
Really?
As a kid, I would go strawberry first, chocolate, then vanilla. As an adult, I would go vanilla, strawberry, chocolate.
Dump some chocolate sauce.
Well, you're all wrong. Obviously, it's chocolate, vanilla, and then you throw the strawberry away.
No, you do not.
I only have vanilla.
Okay. All right. Well, apparently, do they even still make that?
Oh, sure.
Is that still a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You even it's so good.
They make Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they sure do.
Really?
Yeah. Against
Is
it?
that what it's come to? Yeah. I say build a wall.
I don't think anybody there had anything to do with it.
I would think you would love that. It's been around since the beginning of time.
Is there anything worse than an ice cream sandwich where the cookie is too stiff?
Yeah, I agree. It needs to be a little soft.
You gotta bite, the ice cream squeezes out.
You got to wait just the right. Because then if you let it sit too long,
right.
Yeah. I like a mushy, man. Yeah,
I like the traditional ice cream sandwich.
Sure.
Just the plain.
What a treat.
Yeah.
You can make them at home.
That's no fun.
How do you make them at home?
The ones at Dairy Queen, the cookies are too hard. Dairy Queen, the Buster Bars, that's the way to go on that.
What are you worried about the ice cream sandwich margins? You're saving half a cent?
What do you use, chocolate chip cookies or something?
Last summer we did it. There was a recipe you can make that.
You freeze it
and
then
make the cookie part.
You freeze it, then you chop the
No, you make the
package
cookie
in
part,
half,
then you
and
just take ice cream slices, put it in there. It's
all right.
Fun. Gives you something to do. Listen, people need stuff to do. We created cookie cake the other day.
What's that? What? Tell me, what are the ingredients in that, Tom?
Well,
is it a cookie and a cake? Wow.
Oh, you laugh. If I brought one in, you'd be shoving it in your
I'll
face
be here tomorrow.
like you were in prison.
I'll be here tomorrow.
Did the kids get to decorate it? Was that part of the thing?
No, but it was a big, thick cake.
Yeah.
But it was made with cookie dough.
Oh, my gosh.
So it just tasted, and then it was like this juicy, giant cookie with frosting on it.
Sounds delicious.
That was great.
What are you doing eating something that rich and sweet and delicious?
Because everyone's at home. We got to do stuff, new stuff every day.
They don't have any kale chips you can eat?
Was it gluten-free,
no.
stevia? It was
No.
Okay.
Yeah, dip them into your...
It was made with butter and sugar and eggs like an American.
Yes.
Now, some creative things that are happening because obviously kids can't have birthday parties really.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not sure. This one I'm kind of on the fence about. This friend of ours, their little girl turned 7,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously couldn't have a celebration. So, and I'm on the fence about this. Maybe you can help me with this, Jessica. So we made a cake, and then took pictures of it and sent it to her.
And then ate the cake?
No, you sent her the cake or you sent her the pictures?
Why couldn't you take the cake over and drop it on her doorstep?
Good Lord.
What?
What the hell
Sounds like torture.
Yeah.
And then we also bought her gifts. Took pictures of those. We sent video of us playing with them. We opened them all.
And then she sent us back a crying emoji.
I don't know what she got so upset about.
A lot of people are doing that. They're dropping the gifts and the cakes and stuff off on the doorstep. And then
No. You take pictures of them and send them.
Right.
Here's what you could have gotten.
Yeah.
If you weren't so filthy with germs, we would have come over.
Now, I have been doing a couple of good deeds. I have a couple of people that are in forced quarantine. So I've been dropping off coffee on their doorstep, which is kind of weird.
That's nice, but I could see you forgetting to let them know that it's out there. And
You got a phone call.
8 hours later, oh, you may want to give that a zap in the microwave.
No, I got it extra hot.
He's just you are truly a menace, and it's never been more apparent than during this time.
Okay, so
you're wandering the streets.
So you really don't think it's okay to drop a cake off on a doorstep?
No.
Why?
I think people are.
Of course it is.
I think people
Thank
are.
you.
People are weird about eating
bugs and
other people's food.
squirrels and birds. Coming up, peck a hole in that, start eating the cake.
Now, when we come back, I think, Pat, it's time to break out that new song.
You got it.
But in the meantime, we'll head over to the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom with Christy Lee.
And let me tell you something. I'm not kidding. I forgot Pat was here.
I'm so alone back here.
Totally forgot he was in the building until he said, "You got it." It scared me a little bit.
Who's that?
Maybe strum the guitar a little bit.
Sure.
Well, he's behind your back, so
I'm
that's.
still here.
There we go. Okay.
There I am.
Maybe
How about a little piano?
I'll tell you what. Why not, whatever.
That's in the other
I have no
room.
idea what song.
Where's your keyboard? What happened to that?
I have no idea what particular news story Christy's going to read, but let's see if we can come up
The
with
one
a
you
song.
promoted.
Which was what I forget.
The
which one it was.
pigeons?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Do you have a pigeon song?
No.
Any bird stuff?
Nothing.
We'll think of something quick. Go ahead.
Jeez.
A church is
Do you
one.
know 8 Miles High by the Birds?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, good.
A church has won permission to electrify its porch to scare off pigeons.
Why
The
are birds being electrocuted at a church?
There you go.
The birds have been deemed a safety risk to worshipers because they've been defecating all over the doorsteps. St. Mary the Virgin Church in Bristol, England, boasts stonework that dates back to the 12th century.
Never been kissed.
However, the pigeon problem, as it's referred to by churchgoers, revolves mainly around their unsightly excrement, which is proving to be a so-called slip hazard.
Well, yeah.
That's a lot of pigeon doo doo.
Yeah, it is. Ugh.
The old banana.
No
banana
BB guns around? Is that right?
I don't know.
The banana. What is it? The banana
peel.
Banana Schlitz.
Banana split. What are you saying? Banana.
When you slip on a banana peel, I think is where he's going.
Bingo
yeah.
and Fleagle and Snort.
By
What
the
are
way,
you doing over there?
The fish
Banana
fry,
splits.
the fish fry scheduled for next week's been canceled due to the coronavirus. And the pigeon fry will
Can
be.
you name the banana splits?
No.
Bingo. I think Drooper. Snort.
God, that's great on your part.
Daggone it. What's it for? Bingo. Fleagle. Yes.
I remember watching it, but I don't remember the names.
I like that song.
Okay, now Pat, we put you on the spot. You got anything?
Bird. Birds drop turds. Bird.
Bird drops a turd.
Okay, that's good. Very good. How about can you do a little free bird?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my.
If I poop here tomorrow.
They're electrocuting the pigeons.
Yeah. Man. Do they have tiny little electric chairs?
But do you think it's like an invisible fence, though? If they touch it and they just fly away, they're not really electrocuted, are they?
Yeah. No, I'm sure they're fine. After
they're just being
given
shocked?
They're just being, I would think they were just being shocked
I'm
a little
sure.
bit.
Yeah, they're not dying
Otherwise, they're
instantly.
tripping over the
No,
birds.
you're right. Yeah.
It'd be much funnier if they were, though.
No, I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Christy doesn't want to
Pile
hear
of
about
dead
dead
pigeons
birds.
in front of the church.
No, that would be terrible.
Okay, well, I
It'd
don't
be
know.
like an electric
The
fence.
disease and filth, and now they're slipping into bird crap. Are you kidding me? God. Yeah, we have to save the birds. No, we don't. There are plenty birds. Plenty.
Didn't they bring us SARS, or is that? Wait a minute, that was
Bird flu, I think.
I'm really not a microbiologist. I have no idea what I'm saying. When we come back, we got a new song that kind of takes in certain things happening in the world we're living in right now.
I want to hear more of birds dropping turds.
Bird dropping turds. Bird turd is a word. Bird turd.
Obscure trivia question before we go, Chick.
Yep.
What was the flip side of Papa Mau Mau?
I don't know.
Name the band.
The Rivingtons, I know that because of you.
That's so good.
No, Tom, you say this all the time. You ask me the same questions about the same stuff, and you're always amazed that I answered them. And you play Papa Mau Mau till my ass hurts, okay? It's not amazing at all.
I love Papa Mau Mau, and it was the Rivingtons. The flip side, I believe, was Deepwater. Be right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Everything about the show is at bobandtom.com. Check it out now. State law.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Don't forget, Ace Cosby will be along right after the Bob and Tom Show with what we call Bob and Tom's Work Farce. All the fun without really that much effort. Keep the smile going all day and keep your coworkers, your family, guessing what you're up to as you roll through this Wednesday, April 1st with us right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Allie Breen on the way.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. President Donald Trump is urging Americans to heed his administration's guidelines for responding to the coronavirus pandemic, calling it, quote, a matter of life and death. The president's warning yesterday came with new projections that there could be 100 to 240,000 deaths in the U.S., even if social distancing guidelines are maintained. Public health officials stressed that that number could be less if we bear down on keeping our distance from one another. Officials believe the nation can do much better than the grim forecast if everyone takes seriously their role in preventing the spread of this disease. Russia has sent a plane load of medical aid to the United States amid the growing pandemic. A military aircraft loaded with medical equipment and masks took off from Moscow early this morning. The delivery follows a phone call between Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump Monday when the two leaders discussed cooperation in the fight against coronavirus. And while the residents of a town in North Wales continue to practice social distancing in the wake of the outbreak, some animals have decided to fill the void. The man has been posting video clips of a herd of mountain goats that have gathered in the town of Llandudno. The images were taken by Andrew Stewart, a video producer for the Manchester Evening News. The shots of the goats frolicking in the deserted streets have racked up hundreds of thousands of views on Stewart's Twitter feed. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
At the end of my will, it goes. Ends on a happy note. No. Actually, at the end of my will, it says...
Pushing button.
He's just pushing buttons. It's Tom's will.
With guest stars.
You know, there is one that he says, The Fugitive.
The Fugitive.
Thank you.
The first one we're playing... Play that first one again. It's
okay.
We're going to play at your memorial.
Okay, go.
The Funeral. Starring Tom Griswold.
As himself.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
I saw her sitting in a barroom in that smoky atmosphere. She smiled back at me as I drank down one last beer. She pulled me on the dance floor and we danced a song or two. It was then I realized that I bit off more than I could chew. I think I'm dancing with a man. She's got calluses on her hand. She's got a voice deeper.
Hello there, 902 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. Christy Lee has an update on the weather forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather. Cloudy today. Look for a high of 53. This, of course, brought to you by the CarX Man. Low down to 34 overnight, then partly sunny with 64 high on Thursday, 41 and cloudy right now.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee. Coming up, your shot at $1,000. Pay close attention. That could happen sometime soon, perhaps. Now, I also want to remind you that Haywood Banks is doing a special Facebook Live event at 5 o'clock this afternoon, 5 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. And Haywood, of course, is famous for many things, including this great song. Thank you very much, Haywood Banks. Once again, a special Haywood event this afternoon at 5 on Facebook. Haywood Banks. Let's get back to it. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. There we go. Happy to be here. Chick McGee over there. This is Tom. That's Ace. There's Josh. We're all in the same room, but we're far apart, keeping our 10-foot pole distance in place.
We've never been farther apart.
Yes, in the Nuremberg room, formerly the Nuremberg room. They had to change it. It's Pat Godwin with his guitar. Got a song coming out of Pat in just a second.
He's wringing that by its neck, isn't he?
And Christy Lee is in the giant glass booth over there. And we're going to say goodbye in a moment to Jessica Alsman from her house, where she's on special camera. Hi. How are you,
Hi.
Jessica?
So great to be here.
Okay.
Can I see you guys?
Yeah, good to see you.
It's something you don't get to come into the radio station at all anymore?
Nope. And I can do everything here, though. Basically, it's on the phone or on the computer, so.
Yeah, you're getting used to not being around us? Probably.
I'm still watching on YouTube every day.
Oh, nice of you.
Feel like I'm there.
Well, eventually you'll find the air smells better. Food is richer.
I mean, I tend to have a little social anxiety, so I'm okay without going to the grocery store or have to go. This is the life right now. Except I'm not getting anything done still.
What are you doing with your spare time?
Pacing, worrying about what's going to happen, which is depressing. Instead of binging a great show or watching a movie.
Well, you're a big fan of horror movies. Are you binging anything? Are you watching Tiger King?
Oh, I watched Tiger King twice.
Oh.
It's so ridiculous. We talked about it on we do a podcast with Oskar and Todd McComas. It's called Dogheads Podcast, and we broke that down because it's ridiculous. I mean, have you seen it, Tom?
I'm just starting. I'm enjoying it very much.
The rest of us have seen it, Jessica.
Okay. It's like 5 minutes in, you're like, what am I watching? And you can't look away.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Well, we have some news actually about the Tiger King.
Oh.
Authorities in Florida are asking the public for tips regarding one of the mysteries detailed in the documentary series Tiger King on Netflix.
Yeah, I thought this might happen.
Yeah, Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Crossener wants to take advantage of all the attention the series is garnering to get new leads in the disappearance of Jack Don Lewis. Yes. At the time of his disappearance in 1997, for those of you who aren't watching the show, Lewis had been married to Carol Baskin, the owner of Big Cat Rescue in Tampa.
And he disappeared,
Who
Tom.
appears in the documentary. Big Cat Zoo owner Joe Exotic perpetuated the conspiracy that Baskin killed her husband and fed him to her tigers.
And there's a meme going around on the internet with a really, really fat tiger laying on his back. And the caption is, Carol Baskin's guilty.
According to Sheriff Crossener, 6 new leads have come in. None yet have been credible, but they're asking for your help. If you know anything about
And how
Jack
old is
Don
this case?
Lewis. 1997 he disappeared.
So this case is colder than Carol Baskin's heart.
Except where the tigers are concerned.
Yeah, she loves herself more than those tigers.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Oh,
That's how
God.
she starts her podcast.
Yeah.
Hi, you cool cats and kittens. Here's what's going.
And she wears all tiger print or leopard print or cheetah print all the time. All of her furniture, her
So,
luggage.
Do you think she did it? You think she fed her old man to the tigers?
I do.
Yeah, because she acted so shady around everything else that happened.
And she didn't seem at all sad when they were talking to her right after it happened on the local news channels.
And she laughs way too much when asked about it.
Uh-huh.
Why
Like
would I
what?
do that?
Why would they put perfume on his shoe?
And if she didn't, why wouldn't she give that money? Because he was very wealthy and she got all his money to support his kids and his family. She didn't give them anything. Come on.
And she's like, well, Don didn't want to give them stuff, so I'm just like honoring his wishes. You know?
Right.
Whatever.
It's you're gonna. I don't know if you're gonna love it or not.
I love it already. I've only watched the first one. It's
wild.
The memes are worth it. People are really creative out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of things that have changed in the world these days. Pretty much everything has changed, and we can't wait for this to be over. But Pat, you've been working on a song.
Oh, hey, Pat's here.
Now, these are troubled times, but love always finds a way. Hello, neighbor. Patty G here. Since Corona, we gotta stand clear. You're so pretty. Are you single? It's hard to meet someone these days when you can't mingle. I sent a drone with a sweet letter. It said, let's hook up when times are better. She said, I really want to see you. I have no symptoms, just a little diarrhea. So we texted, started clicking. Corona romance seems to be sticking, but we have to keep our distance at the Center for Disease Control's insistence. She's a drinker. Me, I'm sober. She is 40. I'm somewhat older. She goes to church and I'm a sinner. I love the Beatles. She says she digs Leonard Skinner. Because of Corona, we're just waving. Now we've started misbehaving. We FaceTime nightly, and I'm thankful. Her top is off, my pants are down around my ankles. Thank you.
Woo! Sounds like love is in the
Even
air.
got the Leonard Skinner reference in there from the original.
I love that.
Yes.
Tim Wilson swore to me that the band Leonard Skinner, and there's that whole myth about how it was their gym teacher who made him get a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
I think they covered that in the documentary.
What happened?
And they say that it was Alan Sherman's song that they got Leonard Skinner from.
It's in the original Alan Sherman song. You remember Leonard Skinner? That was one of the stories. I'll have to see that. I don't know. But Tim swore that one of the guys in Skinner told him that. And that they'd made up the story about having a gym teacher that gave him a haircut.
That song holds a special place in your life, doesn't it?
Oh, it sure does.
I love those Alan Sherman records.
You love that.
Yes, he does.
My Son, the Folk Singer.
Camp Granada. Alan Sherman.
Hello, Mudda.
Great song.
Good God.
You didn't like Hello Mudda, Hello Fun?
No.
You never went to camp, though. You couldn't relate.
You couldn't relate to a camp. Okay, yeah, you're right.
But apparently that's the origin of the name Leonard Skinner from Leonard Skinner in that song. Those are classic albums.
You would be happy if you could hear that and Papa Ooh Mau Mau for the rest of your life. Maybe some Burt Camford in there.
Are you familiar with Papa Ooh Mau Mau, Jessica?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Go sing it for me.
From
That's pretty much it.
all of it.
Not even close.
That's very
Disrespectful.
close. Very close.
I think it was better
I don't know
than
the
recording.
words.
You nailed it.
The great.
I don't think I even knew what it was called.
The great gospel band, the Rivingtons, and here it is for you now. How dare you?
Could have done When a Man Loves a Woman, anything.
Could have sang anything.
Yeah.
Well, they were a fine gospel band. And then, of course, this rip-off.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird.
That's definitely a
And then we have even another rip-off of that. Big greasy turd. Big juicy turd.
All I ever do know that birds drop turds. Well, everybody knows that the turd from the bird.
Turd.
Bird, turd. Turd rhymes with bird, and bird.
This is our job.
We're considered essential. Yeah.
The birds are dropping turds. The turds are black. My
They say
car is
laughter is
white,
the
and the
best
turds
medicine.
are black. So I got a white car, a Cadillac. I got a black car, and my turds are white. What?
And the Cadillac.
Okay,
the
sorry.
black Cadillac. And the bird and the turd.
Turd in the back.
It's a great song.
Turd on the back of my black Cadillac.
This is a cultural milestone.
Have you heard?
Sorry.
Trashman's version is great. I prefer the Trashman to the Rivingtons.
Oh.
Well, that's just, it's a cultural appropriation, totally inappropriate to the Rivingtons version.
You think so?
Vastly superior.
Plus, I know what a Trashman is. I don't know what a Rivington is.
Well, it's the benefits of a classical education.
What's a Rivington?
It's the name of a band.
Somebody that rivets.
Oh, they rivet?
Yeah, they rivet.
Those that live in the river town.
Oh,
I actually
Rivingtons?
met a couple. They had a kid named Rivington, and I said, "Oh, did you get it from the Papa Ooh Mau Mau song?" They had no idea. So
There's no reason
I
you should be
enlightened.
talking
Why is this
about
man
this right
talking to us?
Okay. Now, I want to remind you that I had a great shave this morning. Thank God the hot water's still working, and we want to thank everybody out there making sure that the electricity's on, that the roads are happening, and that the lights are all on. Thank you so much. And getting a great shave, well, the key to that is also having a great razor. As you know, that's where my friends at Harry's come in. You know the story. A couple guys had a great idea a few years ago. They said, let's see, we're spending way too much for movie theater popcorn. Whatever that stuff is that goes in our printer, that costs way too much. And why are we paying so much for razors? So they did a lot of homework, did a lot of research, made an arrangement with a factory that's been making razors for 100 years in Germany to get the best steel ever. And then they created a product that eliminates the middleman, thus saving you a ton of money. You're going to pay about half. So what you want to do is try out this special offer from Harry's Razors. It's a trial set. This particular offer includes free shipping. All you got to do is use the code Bob and Tom when you go to harrys.com. What is this offer? Well, here's what you get. You get the razor, the specially weighted, ergonomically correct handle, foaming shave gel travel cover, all for $3. And then the shipping is how much, Josh?
It's free.
It's free. $3. That's it right there. $3, free shipping. Have some fun. Get a great shave. Use the code Bob and Tom when you go to harrys.com. That's harrys.com. Once again, mention our name, Bob and Tom, name of the show, and you're going to save a ton of money. And also, you don't have to go to the drugstore. And right now, you kind of want to avoid the drugstore.
Yeah.
Like everything else, they'll deliver it right to your door. That's harrys.com. The code is Bob and Tom. Thank you very much. When we come back, we're going to talk to someone who's being held hostage. She's holding herself hostage.
Well, shouldn't we help him?
It's the lovely Allie Breen in New York City. She is weathering the storm in her little apartment, and she's also taking your questions about love. We'll be back with Allie. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Tom 24/7. It's not on air, it's online.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Coming up later this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, Christopher will step in and host a back-to-back re-airing of today's show, just in case you missed it or you want to hear it again. Maybe you missed out on Allie Breen early. You can catch her late and catch her late again. Starting today at 3 p.m. Eastern, we'll replay today's show back-to-back right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. The Elton John-led Starry benefit concert that featured Billie Eilish, Mariah Carey, Alicia Keys, and a lot more Sunday raised nearly $8 million to battle the coronavirus. The musicians performed from their homes for the hour-long event. It aired on Fox and iHeartMedia radio stations. The money will go to Feeding America and First Responders Children's Foundation. The Country Music Association will not have its annual CMA Fest this year. The event draws thousands of country music fans every year. It had been held for more than 40 years in June and featured several stages over a 4-day weekend. A statement posted on the CMA Fest website yesterday said those who purchased passes for this year can use them for next year's festival in 2021 or request a refund. And the COVID-19 outbreak has been a boon for TV networks, as you can imagine. Instead of viewers being free to wheel about to work or shop, they've been watching television. The game show Let's Make a Deal posted record numbers, and the audience for The Price is Right, the biggest in 4 years. Meanwhile, millions staying home from work and school drove up ratings for the Dick Wolf drama trilogy on NBC, with Chicago Fire, Med, and PD posting higher numbers than they have in years. And that's your entertainment news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
I'm not sure if you guys heard or not, but I heard with this pandemic, since some people can't leave their house, there's a condom shortage.
Oh,
What? I didn't know.
I heard some people washing out their rubbers and reusing them.
Donnie.
I swear to God. You're thinking what I'm thinking. Thank God every rubber's got two sides. Because could you imagine? When I come from the school, you supposed to turn the rubber inside out and leave it in the sun for 12 hours.
Really?
Right.
Put it right next to the sun tea, Josh. When the sun tea's ready, so's your rubbers.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Comedy, guests, Bob and Tom exclusives, and it's here on the internet. Bob and Tom 24/7.
A happy song. It's a world of buns. It's a world of boobs. It's a world of firm, perfect babes and dudes. It's for you. It's for me. It's on cable TV. It's a porn world after all. They show breasts now in almost all the flicks, but the women are mad cause they don't show men. From the day you are born, you're bombarded with porn. It's a porn world after all. Everybody, it's a porn world after all. It's a porn world after all. It's a porn world after all. It's a porn world. There's a lot of strange ways to make a buck, but those porno stars, they get paid too much. They would sit on the face of the whole human race. It's a porn world after.
Thanks for listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
You know, I've been on the fence about having kids for a long time, and something happened, and I don't mean to get religious or spiritual or whatever, but something finally kind of took me off the fence recently about kids. I was in Atlanta about a year ago, and I'm sitting outside a coffee house, and this adorable little 4 or 5-year-old girl walks by with her mother, and the little girl says to her mother right in front of me, "Mommy, do you know what my 3 favorite colors are?" And I was like, "Oh." And the mother looks down at her and says, "No, darling, what are they?" And they just walked off into the distance. And I thought to myself, oh, that's my problem. I don't give a damn what your 3 favorite colors are. Wow. I don't think I care about one of them. And that was my revelation.
I would say so. We have Doug Moreland on the line. Doug, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
How are you?
Christy.
Doug.
9:21 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy Lee has the forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Cloudy and 53, partly cloudy overnight down to 34. Partly sunny, 64 Thursday, and sunshine and 67 on Friday. 41 now.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee.
Sure.
We have coming up, we're to talk with comedian Allie Breen, find out what's going on with your love troubles, if there are troubles, and we'll see if we can be of some assistance. She is holed up in New York and city, this tiny little apartment.
Yeah,
probably happy to have us invade, see what's going on there. Are we going to be able to see her? Could we arrange that? That'd be interesting.
No, we're not, sadly.
We'll find out what's going on there. In the meantime, I want to remind you, we got the Bob and Tom after party coming up in about 45 minutes, and a shot at some serious cash coming up throughout the day on Q95. So please pay close attention to what the man says, whoever that man might be. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show, worldwide on American Forces Radio, coast to coast on great radio stations like this one. And we are worldwide on YouTube again this morning, receiving email from all over the world. Appreciate it very much. Today is the 1st of April, 2020, in quarantine, and we are keeping our particular social distance as required by the CDC.
Yep,
We're in the
that's
core,
right.
in the
CDC.
core, baby.
That's Chick. I'm Tom. That's Ace over there on the engineering side of things. And Josh Arnold's there. Through the glass, I can see Christy Lee.
Hi.
She's in a little room probably bigger than the apartment of Allie Breen, who we're going to talk to in a second. And there's Pat Godwin in a tiny little room, formerly the Nuremberg Suite. And Allie, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. How are you guys?
Oh, you sound great. Yeah, so I know that you're holed up in your studio apartment in New York. Have you been out at all?
Yeah, I've gone. I mean, we've been allowed to go for walks. You're allowed to go out or go to the grocery store. So I've gone out for like a walk every day. I stopped going to the store because everyone says this thing's going to get really bad in the next week or so. So I'm all
It's
stocked
already
up.
pretty bad in New York, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you cook?
Yeah. I mean, now I am. I never did before, but I do eggs and macaroni and cheese, and I made a burger the other day.
Oh,
it's ambitious for me.
Quite the catch.
You're going to make somebody a wonderful wife one day.
Allie's a very lovely young lady, but very slender.
You need a man.
Probably because you can't cook.
Oh, come on. Come on.
No, she eats. I remember she put me to shame at a buffet one time, and I'm not making that up. She had more
Yeah,
plates.
I can definitely
Yeah.
put it down.
Yep.
Okay, all
More
right.
plates than I had.
Got a tapeworm
I
the
made
size of a
cookies, but I
Holstein.
made cookies.
Oh.
So are you doing a lot of FaceTiming with your friends? What are you doing to keep your sanity?
Yeah, I'm doing a bunch of FaceTiming, and trying to exercise a little bit. I've been trying to organize and get stuff done, but I end up just watching Netflix all day.
It's easy to do,
Pretty
yeah.
much it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tiger King?
Oh, of course. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I'm just getting into it, so it's very exciting.
It gets better.
I think
and
somebody
better.
put on social media yesterday. I don't think they have a dental plan there at the Tiger Park.
Oh my God. The lack of teeth is unbelievable in that documentary.
I believe there has been some changes in that area post-documentary.
Oh, really?
For
I would
some of
hope
the
so.
participants, yes.
Oh, they've been getting some teeth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand in it when you're buying things like ETVs and tigers and like all these expensive, why you can't just throw in a pair of teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why that wouldn't be a thing.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Got to have that baby tiger, which I can't believe. Have they changed the laws?
I
on
think they
some
have.
Of these? Can you still do this if in most places?
Yes, you can.
You can still get a baby tiger.
Absolutely.
Yeah. At the end of the documentary, it says there are 10,000 tigers and lions in captivity. There are only 4,000 left in the wild.
Isn't that crazy? That's crazy.
And I'm sure that people are flocking because that guy Doc Antle's place is still open. I think Carol Baskin's place is still open. I think
right.
people are probably flocking to this.
Of course. Yeah, this is not necessarily helping the situation.
Not at all.
Right, exactly.
So for the most people that are appalled when they see this, there's that fringe that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure.
I didn't know.
It's like, I can pet a baby tiger?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, these places are going to be doing well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, the purpose of this program is this part of our program anyway, is to have Allie discuss the single life or the love life of the people that write us in with their problems. And what have you got?
Dear Allie, my boyfriend travels frequently for work. That has obviously stopped for now, and now he needs more and more privacy for phone calls and working from home. When I ask what he's up to, he snaps and says that I'm checking in on him. I'm really just trying to make conversation, but now I'm worried there is something shady going on. What should I do?
Ask him.
I mean, maybe he has business stuff that's
private.
He travels all the time for work. I would think he has a lot of work to do from home.
Does he wear pants on these calls?
See, that doesn't mean anything anymore. At one point, that might have, but no one's wearing pants now.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy should be reassuring her. Just going, listen, honey, it's not. This really is work stuff. You have nothing to worry about.
That's why I'm suspicious, because he's not doing that.
Don't be suspicious.
He's being defensive.
Right. If he snaps when she's just trying to.
Oh, maybe she's annoying.
There is that possibility.
Sometimes.
Boy, this is the man.
Maybe he didn't snap until the 10th time.
From Venus thing, isn't it?
But there's also sometimes it's really hard to explain to someone.
I think that the limit
what you're
should
doing.
be
exactly
like 3 times. If she asks you 3 times, if you ask her 3 times and he says no 3 times, then don't mention it again.
Okay.
But sometimes both men and women are involved in things that are really complicated. And
yeah, what's he supposed to?
If a guy's a brain surgeon and he's on the phone with a fellow surgeon and they're discussing some nuanced technique, and
what
are you talking about? Well, if you'd gone to school for 12 years, I could explain this
You
to
sure
you.
are spending a lot of time on the phone. Phil in accounts receivable didn't contact. No, you care about this?
And sometimes a man just needs to cheat, okay? All right?
Yeah.
Keep love alive. Keep love alive.
If anything, he's just sexting. He's not out banging.
That brings up the, is sexting cheating?
Right.
It depends.
Absolutely, it's cheating.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be.
Yes. Well, I texted with her and I reached an orgasm, but I'm not cheating. Okay.
We never had any contact.
Yeah, I never touched her. She wasn't in the same room.
It's definitely cheating if it's a leftover thing from when he used to go and actually cheat.
Yeah.
Right. There are degrees of cheating, but it is cheating.
I would imagine in today's this sort of situation we're in now, I imagine there's a whole new kind of cyber cheating.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Zoom cheating.
Zoom, Facebook Live, whatever.
Allie, am I correct in saying that you are currently not seeing anyone?
I am currently not seeing anyone.
So now are you doing any kind of experimental hey yous with
you ups?
What is it? What's the phrase?
You up.
You up.
Have you
No,
been-
because you're right. The only thing you can do with that is do like weird,
Oh, weird, huh? How is it up on your pedestal?
Like instead of DTF, it's what? DTS?
Yeah.
Down to sext.
Down to sext.
Oh, there you go.
So have you been contacting any of your old boyfriends and just checking in?
Yeah, I mean, that's what pandemics do. Everyone calls and checks in and does that kind of thing. I can see people hinting or I feel like exes will hint around, like trying to get a little frisky, but I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
It's not that exciting to me that if you're actually going to see someone coming up, it's like exciting to do sexy text and FaceTime. But if you don't know when you're ever going to see someone, I don't know. It doesn't really do much
Why
for me.
read the menu if you ain't going to order? That
I see. Let's get to our next letter. We've obviously solved this first one perfectly.
Yeah, very nicely. All right. Dear Allie, I'm 19 years old and I just started having sex. My mom put me on birth control in high school and has always been very open about sexuality. Now she wants me to talk to her about everything all the time.
No.
The last thing I want to do is talk to my mom about sex.
You're
How do I make
correct.
her stop?
Yeah. Just tell her to stop. It's not her business.
Your mom is insane.
Nope,
Yeah.
you got to tell her everything. She's paying for the birth control. You got to spill the beans.
No, you don't.
Is that's how it worked with you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Your dad gave you that rubber back in the ninth grade.
And he goes, I want to know everything you did with it.
Embellish, okay?
Yeah.
Embellish the details, by God.
Speaking as a mom, you don't want to know, and she should just stop. Just tell mom, hey, I feel uncomfortable. This is my private business, please.
Oh, let the mom. Maybe the mom's not getting any, and this is sort of a vicarious.
No, Mom, I was out with the Lakers last night. And,
This is healthy.
Well, maybe the chick has a good idea.
far.
Yeah. Just
Make up stuff.
go big.
Yeah.
Yes, go big or go. Yes. Oh, man, I started crying at one point. We kept doing it. It was crazy.
Well, it's only a problem if you tell her a couple stories and then she goes to the bathroom for 20 minutes.
Hey, Mom, my nickname is Choo Choo.
Mom, like a train.
No, boundaries, ladies and gentlemen.
No, tell your mom all of it.
Okay, next letter, please.
Oh, this one's very apropos. Dear Allie, do I need to stop sleeping around because of the coronavirus?
Yes.
I'm talking to you guys on dating
the
apps.
more the merrier.
What's wrong
Talking
with
to guys
people?
on dating apps, and if we're both self-quarantining, isn't it safe to get together with just us?
Wait a second. There's two different questions here. What?
Sleeping around during the coronavirus, no. But she's saying that they're on dating apps. Well, how does she know the guy is
That's the
being
thing.
self-quarantined?
You have no idea.
You have no
Ma'am, do you
idea.
have any idea how germs are spread? My God.
Even a cursory glance at a physician's desk reference will tell you that.
I'm not a microbiologist, but I'm guessing.
Yeah, kissing is one of the major ways.
If it were just a matter of you getting it and no one else getting it, I would say go for it. But the fact that you could spread this to innocent people, no.
Yeah.
Stay at home and diddle yourself.
Nobody
Right, the
diddle.
fact that touching something someone
Diddle.
touched a day ago could get you sick means
Grab-
you
yeah,
might not hook
exactly.
up on Tinder.
Grab that
No.
back massager and go at it.
Right. My gosh.
Okay.
Don't you have a hairbrush?
Okay.
There's got to be a surge on those.
Maybe a thick-handled toothbrush or
Got
something.
a water pick,
Yeah.
hot bottle,
You don't have a hand?
Cucumber, come
Louisville
on.
Slugger.
Yeah, my
Okay,
God.
sorry. What else you got,
You
Allie?
dick crazy
Dear
lunatic.
Allie, I dated a girl who was awful to me. Cheated, treated me terribly, stole money.
I'm sorry, Allie. I
finally
missed the beginning. I'm
He's
sorry.
dated a girl.
dated a girl who was awful to me. She cheated, treated me terribly, stole money.
Okay.
I finally broke up with her and I'm dating again. My problem is the only thing that turns me on is fantasizing about this girl.
Oh.
Whether I'm by myself or with a different person, that's all that'll do it for me.
Ah,
Should I
man.
try to go back and give it another shot?
Well, how much money do you have saved up?
Everybody has their price, sir.
This is.
I don't know about this one.
You probably shouldn't be dating anybody else.
Dear Squeaky. Sometimes,
Dear Lynette.
Yeah.
sometimes people get confused about what they really like.
Well, I think he makes it look like it. Maybe he feels like it was better than it actually was in his own head or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Or maybe he likes being treated badly and he can do the
He could.
Yeah,
the
there are those
route where he
people.
Then that
goes
gets back to
and finds-
Josh's point. How much money can you lose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck.
Maybe just put your piggy bank in a drawer and.
But in this case, couldn't he find a girl that'll treat him badly for money, like the dominatrix thing?
Oh, sure.
Like
Oh,
the-
yeah, we talked
They'll
about
happily
last
do it.
week. Yeah.
Now, Allie, are you doing
And get
any?
it out of his system?
Are you doing any special broadcasting from your little apartment?
You know, I haven't. I've done a few of the clubs here, and some people at home are trying to do these virtual clubs and shows. I haven't really done it yet. I mean, I've auditioned for stuff where it's just you and a couple of producers.
Oh, boy.
It's the worst way to do stand-up comedy. I mean, very legitimate.
No, really,
thing.
Mr. Weinstein, I'm funny.
So how you got this gig?
Why do I have to have my pants off to do these jokes? Yeah,
Exactly, and I see
it
the
is-
same thing happening in
It can be very tough to do it without an audience.
Yeah,
I
we watched
can't imagine.
Bombshell.
So
Now we know how you
weird.
got on Red Eye.
Oh,
Well, that was unnecessarily mean. Well, Allie, take care of yourself. Stay home.
Yes.
And we'll look, and maybe if people want to, if they've got some free time, they want to write about their love troubles, they can direct them to Allie Breen, ALLIBREEN, on all social media platforms.
And stay safe out there, Allie. We're thinking about you.
yes,
I
absolutely.
will. I miss you guys. You guys stay safe too.
We will. We
Okay,
miss you.
Thank you very much. Now, we have a lot more to get to here.
The mom wants to hear all the details.
No, she doesn't.
Oh,
That's so
boy.
creepy.
Good Lord.
Let her hear it.
Christy's right.
Let her fill her head. Fill it up.
No. You can reach us, Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com through email. Also, Josh, we can be texted. You want to explain that?
Yes, yeah, the text line. My goodness, use it. It's great. It's 888-262-8661. I get 11 cents per text that comes in, and that helps put food on my table. So thank you for that.
You get nothing. And we have a question for Josh.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Once again, we're doing some special worldwide broadcasting on YouTube for this thing right now. James writes, I'm watching on YouTube, seeing the show for the first time after years of listening. I have to ask, what's with the deal with the toothbrush, Josh?
Oh.
Why do you have a toothbrush in your cup?
Well, one of my best friends, Tim Convey, was in studio once, and he...
once and only once.
That's right. He wasn't good enough to come back, but gave us all toothbrushes for his band Ludo that you might be familiar with from the early 2000s, and they're still out. And so this is a Ludo toothbrush, and I'm just a fiddler by nature, and so I often fiddle with it. But if somebody of import comes on the show, I also use it to comb my eyebrows.
Yes, that's
to
a
look
big
extra
fan.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he the guy that has my favorite joke?
No, that's Sean O'Brien, but Tim came in. We loved Tim. He was a
Oh, yeah,
great
okay.
job.
Yeah, your other buddy has one.
Nobody asked about my duck in my cup.
Well, you probably haven't been fiddling it as much as I have with the toothbrush.
Okay, fair question. Thank you
it
very
was a
much.
fair question.
And we're going to be answering a bunch of questions like that coming up on Friday. But if you have questions, Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com, or text us or join us on whatever social media platform you find necessary to use. And we are coming right back. Christy, you got the teaser?
Yeah, we have a speakeasy in the news. We have a drug dealer doing an unessential business. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Some would argue with that.
Yeah, some would.
I'm sure.
And Voyager 2 back in the news. Remember Voyager 2?
Voyager.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll look forward to that. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Reach us toll free at 1-888-BOB-TOM-1 or at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Comedy via your computer. Bob and Tom 24/7.
This is Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Hey, the Bob and Tom app is still available in your iTunes or Google Play Store. Let your friends and coworkers, your family, people that you love know you can tune into your local radio station, listen to Bob and Tom 24/7, send us photos, videos, audio messages. You, too, can become a junior windbag. Even set an alarm that'll wake you up with the show. Imagine that. Josh Arnold, the first voice you hear in the morning. You are listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. China's government has ordered all major sports events to remain suspended because of the virus outbreak, meaning the country's basketball league will have to push back their planned restart. The CBA had hoped to resume play in mid-April, but was denied government approval to do so. Kevin Durant and Trae Young will lead a 16-player field of NBA players in an NBA 2K20 tournament airing on ESPN. The NBA, the Players Association, and 2K announced the NBA Players Tournament. It starts this Friday, and the winner of the week-long competition will receive a $100,000 donation to a coronavirus-related relief effort of their choice. And in the NFL, team owners have voted to expand the playoffs by one team in each conference for the upcoming season. During a conference call to discuss league business after the annual meetings were canceled because of the virus, the owners also awarded one of those extra games to CBS and one to NBC. Only the teams with the best record in the AFC and NFC will get a bye under the new format. The top two teams skipped Wild Card Weekend in the past. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Did you know that a car is stolen every 15 seconds in the United States? I'm Captain Jay Groh, a former law enforcement officer of the year. And I'm here to tell you about the newest and most effective theft deterrent system that's ever approached me with an endorsement opportunity. Let's listen in as these actors recreate a typical car theft.
Hey, look at this nice automobile. Let's steal it.
Okay.
What a nice clean steering wheel. Let's go.
That could be your car.
Yeah.
But not anymore. thanks to the new Jiffy Safe Peanut Butter Anti-Theft System. The Jiffy Safe Peanut Butter System is quick, simple, and effective. You just open the shatterproof jar, dip out a big old scoop of the anti-theft peanut butter, and spread it generously over your steering wheel. Trust me, no criminal wants to touch that sticky goop. Yuck. What a mess. Let's listen to that same dramatic reenactment now that we've applied some Jiffy Safe anti-theft peanut butter to the steering wheel.
Hey, look at this nice automobile. Let's steal it.
Hold on, partner. Look at the steering wheel. It's covered with that sticky, Jiffy Safe, anti-theft peanut butter.
Wow, you are right. Yuck, what a mess. Let's go find another car to steal, and we can buy drugs.
Good idea, friend.
Phew, that was close. Luckily, there's nothing to worry about, thanks to Jiffy Safe. But don't take my word for it. Here's famous big-time radio celebrity Pat Carlini to tell you more.
Hi, this is Pat. If you want to protect one of your most valuable investments, you need to get the new Jiffy Safe Peanut Butter Anti-Theft Car Protection System. It's quick, simple, effective, and delicious. When I'm done slathering it all over my steering wheel, I make a little sandwich for a quick, tasty snack on the run. The Jiffy Safe system is sure to get you lower insurance rates, and your kids will love it too.
Look for Jiffy Safe Anti-Theft Peanut Butter at your favorite auto parts or grocery store today. Remember, choosy mothers choose Jiffy Safe.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Take that to the bank. 24/7. I know.
I don't know how lazy human beings are, but, you know, you got the moving sidewalks at the airports. For me, I thought the whole idea was for us to all move more quickly.
Yeah.
But you get people that just get on them and they just shut down all bodily functions, you know?
Yes.
And I don't understand how people don't know that you're supposed to be on the right. They have stenciled on the moving sidewalk, stand, 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 on the left. Walk, 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 walk. They have pictures of people standing, walking, and I've seen footprints on the thing together and apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you still have people just on that left handrail. It's fun to fly. You got to watch those people closely because they're the ones at the end of the moving sidewalk. They're the ones that get all flustered. Like,
you can't get a regular cheeseburger in L.A. Like, if you get a cheeseburger at a restaurant in L.A., it's always a burger that was happily raised.
Diarrhea. 9:44 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
It is. It's just a nice.
It's catchy as hell, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Kind of a mellifluous diarrhea.
Close circuit to you, Tom. You could text me.
Okay. I'm trying to signal through to Christy.
Oh, hey, cloudy today. Look for a high of 53, 42 right now.
Okay, pay attention. Some serious cash at stake on Q95. All right? You got that? Pay attention. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show, worldwide on American Forces Radio. And coast to coast on great radio stations across the USA, bleeding into Canada and Mexico, and worldwide on YouTube, special edition. You can see what's going on here and listen anywhere. Don't forget you've got that smart speaker at home that can become a radio. Listen to your favorite station on that, okay? Don't forget you've still got radio out there. I have a gigantic stack of mail we got to get to.
Look at all those papers on Tom's desk. I wonder what those are about.
Oh,
Look at all those papers on Tom's desk.
That's right. Pat Godwin's here.
Yeah, way back here.
Hi, Pat.
I'm sorry, yeah. Patty G behind the glass.
And behind my ass. I don't get to see him.
I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you too.
I like your shoulders.
Well, thank you very much.
You could put a rearview mirror on top of your head. Or something.
Oh, I could.
Man, does that sound like something Tom would do, or am I being crazy?
Yes.
Well, I got a mirror up
You
here.
could put a rearview mirror like right on top of your microphone,
That's right.
so it would.
Thinking
You
about
can just
that.
get a small mirror and put it right there. And you can position it so you can see him.
Oh, there he
Those
is.
cyclists have those glasses with the mirrors on them.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's right.
Why don't you have glasses with mirrors on them?
So you can see what's behind you.
Yeah, so
behind-
all the time.
nobody's sneaking up on you with the virus.
Yeah, you hate that.
There's a wall behind me.
Well,
yeah, but
I
when you're
know,
walking around.
Okay, change the song to What's on the Wall Behind Tom.
What's on the wall behind Tom?
All right.
Okay, first of all, there's a trophy there for some reason. But that's the Chick's
Jackass
Mood
of the Year.
Trophy.
What is it?
Yeah,
Jackass of the Year trophies?
When it's way over to the right, it means Chick's in a good mood. Then we move it slowly to the left as the mood changes. Chick didn't know that until we told him. So
I don't think it was a thing. You were looking around and you made it up on the fly, but that's fine.
And then we have a box of Hy-Vee Mahomes Magic Crunch, the Patrick Mahomes cereal.
Who is it there, Tom? Mahomes?
My man. And we have a box of wait a minute.
Of what?
Box of what?
Box of clips? What did you say?
Box of
clips. I got a box.
Actually,
you can't stop.
You're actually pretty close.
Oh, yeah, the candle.
This is a candle. We had this news story about this thing.
Gwyneth Paltrow selling them on Goop, her website.
Goop, responsible probably for killing more people with terrible medical advice.
Oh, well.
This I'm reading this exactly as written on this. I don't know if the camera can see this. It's entitled, "This Smells Like My Vagina."
Yeah.
This is an actual product you can buy.
She's a liar.
Yeah. We lit it and it doesn't, I don't think hers smells like that. And then, you haven't seen this yet.
No, what do you got? A four-pack of brew? You got some beer
or something?
This is a product called, you can see there's a very beautiful painting of a rooster there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay,
and this is a dry white wine, Christy. You're a wine drinker.
Yeah.
It's called Crazy Cock.
Oh, okay.
And which, by the way, was a lesser cartoon.
Yeah.
If you ever saw Crazy Cat, which,
sure.
as much as I loved cartoons as a kid,
You didn't care for that one?
That was the worst.
Crazy Cat? Didn't like Crazy Cat?
Oh, God. Plotless, stupid.
What about Fritz the Cat? Remember that with the X-rated cartoon?
Oh, yeah.
I've never actually seen it, but
very,
I'm aware of it.
very dated.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Very
Ralph
1970s.
Politically incorrect, a lot of it. Yeah.
But this is a Crazy Cock wine.
Okay, all right.
I thought they were going to be an advertisement. I think that's why they're there.
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to try it.
Do they have a red? White wine makes me crazy.
Time to pull out a Crazy Cock.
Yeah.
Makes you crazy.
Maybe it does make me
Now, Chris,
crazy.
do you prefer the red cock over the white?
I do.
Are you cuckoo for Crazy Cock?
Hey, Tom, pull one of those cocks out. See what.
Well, actually,
funny enough.
Funny enough,
cock
what?
over there. See what it tastes like.
there we go. Yeah, that's also.
Then
back
we
there.
have the test.
Behind. Sorry, I'm off mic here. This is a.
You never have to apologize for being off mic.
Always remember that.
This is a test kit used, I would imagine, by
urologists,
physicians, perhaps urologists, and these are probably 3 or 4 inch long, sort of rubberized
cylinders,
vertical cylinders, and they vary in rigidity.
Sure.
And the one closest to me, of course,
Rock
hard.
Of course.
And the one over here, shall we say,
Lip City.
Yes, more flaccid.
Lip City, gonna get some.
More flaccid, or
you say flaccid?
He does because he's a jerk.
I thought it was flaccid.
Flaccid's funnier because it's a hard C.
Gotcha.
Well, flaccid is not a hard C.
All right, yeah. By definition.
Time now for things we learned on the Bob and Tom Show, brought to you by Grainger. Delivering the products that keep your facility running is what Grainger does best. They've been doing it for 90 years. Visit Grainger.com for whatever you need, whenever you need it. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, thanks, Grainger. Right now, happy birthday to Haywood Banks, and Haywood's going to celebrate his own birthday from his house at 5 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time on Facebook with a Facebook Live concert. I guess he's taking requests, too.
Oh,
all right.
It'd be nice.
Get a hold of Mr. Banks.
Request a Sean Morey song. See what he does.
Oh. See, now that's
Orange
gonna happen
barrels.
now.
Hey, Haywood, can you play the man song? Man, that's funny. That's funnier than hell. How about Orange Barrels? Oh.
Yeah, play that Pat Goodman song. Yeah, the one about 40 beers. What is it again? Let's see. I'm going to borrow.
Play that Bird Turd song.
I'm going to borrow Josh's toothbrush so I can use it to detail my living room floor because I've vacuumed it so many times. I'm starting to get into Tiger King. Since
Good.
everyone else seems to be watching it. It's probably going to be the most watched thing in the history of Netflix at this
It could be, yeah.
It's
certainly the most talked about.
I don't know how you're going to do with it. You're either going to love it
I
or
will
just
say
be
this.
irritated by it.
The guy that made that thing, it is so well done.
It is, yeah.
It is really well done. It's great storytelling and well edited, and what a topic.
Yeah.
I guess he spent 5 years working on this.
I bet. It shows.
Yeah, it shows immediately.
Yeah.
In the first 10 minutes, you're going, someone spent a great deal of time making sure this was done well. We have started. Now, are you going to do the Advent calendar thing for the month of April?
I don't think we have an Advent calendar. I think you want me to just do a shot.
I don't care.
morning.
No, I thought you had brought up the
Is that what you're doing?
Chick did a show this morning while intoxicated. I recommend it on a serious note. There's a great audiobook from James Taylor, the singer-songwriter. It's called Break Shot. It's only an audiobook. I think it's about 90 minutes long, and he's telling his life story just from probably the first 20, 21 years, and it's great.
And it's only an audiobook because he doesn't know how to read or write.
That's
right.
God. Don't let
he discusses that.
Don't let the horrible title throw you.
No, the title is based on shooting pool. And okay,
Sounds like a Stevie Ray Vaughan.
It's awful. It's an
does.
awful title.
Break Shot.
Great title. James is brilliant.
James Taylor, first 21 years. What's wrong
Christy
with that?
Lee.
Yes, sir.
Had an incident yesterday. She was doing her own nails and almost cut off her pinky.
Man, it hurts.
Be careful, my God.
Joe Buck is doing play-by-play. People are sending him home videos, and he's having fun with them. And then, of course, a bunch of people naturally sent him pornographic, amateur porn. And I don't think he's doing those, although I think if you send him to certain other announcers, for example, Marv Alpert, at least you know he'll watch them. It's time, as Ace would say. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.